All right, Friday show. Who's fucking ready? Let's do it.
Yes, listen up, motherfuckers, I'm about to spit like the world's greatest show, yeah, this is it. Larry is if I'm getting insane. This dude's out of his mind, that's his message name. When show on drops, it's time to begin. To talk around shouts and make fun of them. Let it trash roll all the world's on fire. Be a parody, shit's getting dire. Religious bullshit, it won't make you feel like dying. Cause you touch your more children and only you I need. Go from zero to heroes just for one day. It's the world's greatest show and it's coming your way. Rock! It's time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. And we never grow. Time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. And we never grow. Time for the Dusty Show.
What the fuck is up, universe? Welcome to humanity's finest one-man show. You know what time it is. It's time for the Dusty Show, where we never grow old here on the universe's greatest program. Thank you for joining me. We're back. We missed Wednesday's show, so here's what happened. Nothing fucking happened. That's the fucking problem. Not my fault. Had another slow news week, and I was like, do I want to come on here and just stink the place up with nothing to fucking talk about? Or do I want to hold it? To have a fine program for you guys. And that's what I did. I held it. Quality over quantity. It's the exact opposite of my fake AI podcast. So I did it. I got the nuts for you guys tonight. I have an amazing show, so thank you for joining me. You are very smart and or handsome. Appreciate it. Folks, I've been fucking around with my fake AI podcast. Thought I'd fill you guys in on what's going on. Doing this experiment, if you will. So, for those of you just joining us, I decided to see if AI has already supplanted the need for people like me doing a show like this. To see if I can create a fake AI podcast and have it get more views than this show. And I've been doing it for 10 days, and it's already getting more views than this show, folks. What I do is completely fucking useless. I'm garbage. So, 10 days, I have 115 videos I've created. Fake AI videos. I just put this one out right before the show began. Ashton Kutcher is the next celebrity Diddy is taken down. Yeah. A lot of videos about Diddy. If you see a video in here and you're like, why the fuck is Dusty talking about that? Like Travis Scott. Why you got a video about Travis Scott? I know you don't give a fuck about Travis Scott, Dusty. Yeah, you're right. I don't give a fuck about Travis Scott. I'm testing shit. It's a fucking experiment. So if there's something you see that you're like, why is that on there? It's a test, motherfuckers. Just ignore it. Anyway. So I was doing great at first. We was doing like 6,000 views a day, 6,500, which is pretty good. Now we're down like 3,500. Bad, way worse. So I'm not sure this is viable to actually monetize, but it's a fun experiment anyway. So we'll keep doing it and seeing what the fuck happens. I just deleted all the chat. Not helpful, Dusty. So if you guys want to check that out, there's a link in the description of the video. And if you find yourself already subscribed to it and it sucks, just unsubscribe to it. I understand. It's not for everybody. It's just a fun little experiment. Science! I'm doing it for science, y'all. And all right, folks, as always, super chats are enabled. No questions dodged. Every question answered on the world's greatest show. Over here. Boom, let's refresh it. It's going to work. Did it! There is a chat, and then if you look down here, there's $sign. You click that $sign, and then you donate money. And the more you donate, the more serious I take your question, because I'm a hoe bag. So buy my dirty, dirty love. And the super chats, and hell yeah. All right, let's get it started, folks. So the theme of tonight's show is the buffooning of America. So in my opinion, there are entities, some of them foreign, some of them domestic, who want to degrade our society, want to degrade our country, want to humiliate us by putting people in charge that are incredible fucking embarrassments. They do nothing but tear us down, that weaken us, that destroy our fucking country. And they seem to be incredibly fucking successful at it. So this is a thing we're going to review over and over and over again. Let's go ahead and get it started with some Should Watch. Yeah, we talk about you. And with that photo. Woo. And first up, Ocean Wars tonight in Florida, there is another hurricane going on. So, of course, brain geniuses out there be like, I'm proud to be an American. Gonna get struck by lightning holding up a metal pole. Not the brightest, not the sharpest, but their votes count just as much as yours and mine do. Yep. And I proudly stand up as I'm sitting in this boat. Yeah, one right the other, folks, holding up lightning rods in the hurricane. God bless the USA. The buffooning of America, folks. They put an absolute fucking clown at the top position of the Republican Party so that other complete fucking morons can climb inside the tent and belittle and degrade our country over and fucking over again. And here's a prime example. The guy who might be the odds-on favorite to be our next president out there hawking watches. If it's not coins or NFTs or picture book, it's fucking watches, y'all. This dude's selling now a $100,000 watch. Even the $100,000 watch, if it has everything in it they say that it's going to have in it, only has $18,000 worth of the materials in it, but it doesn't matter. The grift never fucking ends, y'all. 18 karat gold. Apparently, when you buy it, you have no idea when you're going to receive it, and you're not allowed to cancel. If this sounds like a scam to you, yes, it is a scam. But anyway, the buffooning of America, folks.
Special. I think you're going to love it. My new Trump watches. We're doing quite a number with watches, and the quality to me is very important. The Trump Victory Tourbillon. This isn't just any watch. It's one of the best watches made. It's a tourbillon watch with almost 200 grams of gold and more than 100 real diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds. I love gold. I love diamonds. We all do. Only 147 of these extraordinary watches will ever exist in the world, and owning one puts you in a very exclusive club. I have watch number one, and I'm going to keep it. It's mine, and that's the way I want to have it. Each watch is numbered and extremely rare, a true collector's item, and it includes...
So just what the fuck, America? I know people that vote for Trump don't have any shame, but how are you not embarrassed that our former president, potentially our future president, is like a home shopping network snake oil salesman, constantly hawking grift after grift after grift? How is this real life? Well, like I said before, it's because other countries, entities outside of our nation want to weaken us. They want to embarrass us. And I can actually understand why, folks. America is the biggest terrorist organization on the planet. We interfere in every other fucking government on the planet. We're always ousting their leaders and putting in puppets ourselves. We're killing their citizens, bombing the shit out of them, or supporting people that are bombing them. So it's no wonder why they want to weaken us, why they want us to be the laughing stocks of the planet. So whether it's the Russian government paying Dave Rubin $100,000 a video, ball temple, $100,000 a video. It doesn't even have to be that, though, folks. It could just be normal citizens in other countries who want to belittle us, want to tear us down, so they pretend to be MAGA, post on Twitter about how much they love Donald Trump, or they decide to give a few of their hard-earned dollars to the right-wing shitheads, or they decide to start bots to boost up these right-wing accounts. So many people across the globe helping to belittle and tear down our fucking country. And Donald Trump right at the top of the totem, their poster boy in degrading our goddamn society. And as Ben Macelas says, dig deeper into the $100,000 Trump watches and who might buy it. You can buy with Bitcoin, untraceable. I mean, Bitcoin's not untraceable, but it is anonymous. Foreigners and foreign entities can buy. Photos on site are not the actual watch, but illustrations of what it might look like per disclaimer. No guarantee when or if watch will arrive, and Trump not liable for shipping timing per disclaimer. Says the perfect opportunity for foreign leaders to funnel money to Trump to get around campaign finance laws. We gave it to him for that $100,000 watch that we might never get, folks. No telling where the money's coming from. So just selling out the country every fucking chance he gets. Not trying to hide it. Not doing it behind closed doors. Just right out in the fucking open. And yes, it's a goddamn clown show. Meanwhile, you got Stepford wife Melania out there claiming families can't afford necessities while her husband hawks a $100,000 watch. Just no stupidity these people cannot meet.
Well, how I see it is the record speaks for itself.
It speaks for itself.
The country is suffering.
So much suffering.
People are not able to buy usual necessities.
She reminds me of Green Acres. You are my wife. Goodbye, city life.
For the families. We have wars going on around the world.
The wars in the world.
Soldiers are dying.
Oh, soldiers. Citizens and children are dying too, but I don't really care about that.
We're dying under this administration because of weak leadership.
I mean, yes, the Afghanistan war was going on during Donald Trump, and yes, we did increase drone strikes by 450%, but don't think about that.
The border is open and dangerous.
It's the same exact thing. My husband is actually responsible for it. They had a bipartisan bill that they were trying to pass, and my husband told them not to pass it because he wanted it to be bad so Americans would suffer and not vote for the Democrats.
Fentanyl is coming over, killing our youth.
I'm also an immigrant. I cheated my way over to the United States, but don't think about that.
It's very hard to see, and an economy, it's really not great.
The stock market just hit record highs for 4 days straight, which has never happened in the history of the country.
Inflation is high.
Inflation is high because my husband added 40% to the monetary supply in 22 months.
And if we compare these 4 years under this administration compared to 4 years under my husband as commander-in-chief, he was...
1 million extra people died because of his feckless handling of COVID.
Leading the country through peace, through strength. And the border was safer than ever before.
It was not safer than ever before.
We didn't have any wars.
We were literally in a world war. Afghanistan war was going on still during my husband.
Were prospering. They had jobs.
My husband is the only administration to leave office in the last 30 years with less jobs than he began.
They could support their families.
People were going bankrupt left and right.
So I think...
You could not find toilet paper on the store shelves.
American people need to decide what they really want.
We have.
Maybe
it was not Donald Trump. We voted against him.
Some, strong tweets, but everything else great for this country.
It was terrible. It was all bad.
So it's all in the American people's hands.
Just buffoonery, folks. A buffoonery. It's a goddamn embarrassing fucking clown show. It used to be where you could be proud of America. Even if you should have been or not, you could be. But now you can't be, and it's on purpose. They don't want you to be proud of America, and you shouldn't be. Case in point, here's Donald Trump claiming that 4 years ago when he was president, we were not the laughingstocks.
The whole world is laughing at us. We're going to be stronger. They weren't laughing at us 4 years ago.
Meanwhile, 4 fucking years ago.
In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true.
They're literally laughing in his face at the UN.
Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Yeah. I didn't expect you to all laugh at my fucking face and how ridiculous and what a clown I am. Yeah, they're laughing directly at you. But who are you going to believe? Trump or your own lying eyes and ears, folks? But this is all by design. This is every other country whose we've meddled in doing this to us on purpose. So we have to be ashamed of what we've become. And yes, you should be ashamed. It's so fucking weird. So fucking creepy, y'all.
All right, so we have to talk business. I always thought women liked me. I never thought I had a problem.
They don't. You're creepy as fuck. You're rapey as shit.
But the fake news keeps saying women don't like me.
They
I don't
like
believe
you.
it. I think.
Yes, you do.
You know why they like to have strong borders. They like to have safety. Nothing personal. I think they like me.
If they wanted strong borders, they definitely wouldn't vote for you because you're the one that sabotaged the bipartisan border deal.
But I make this statement. Thank you. I love you too. I love you too. Thank you. But I think they like me because I represent something that's very important. I make this statement to the great women of our country. Sadly, women are poorer than they were 4 years ago, much poorer, are less healthy than they were 4 years ago, are less safe on the streets than they were 4 years ago.
Crime is down, by the way.
Are paying much higher prices for groceries and everything else than
you added 40% of the monetary supply in 22 months.
They were 4 years ago, are more stressed and depressed and unhappy than they were 4 years ago, and are less optimistic and confident in the future than they were 4 years ago. I believe
maybe they've been listening to you. You're sort of a Debbie Downer there.
That I will fix all of that and fast, and at long last, this nation and national nightmare will end. It will end. We've got to end this national nightmare. Because I am your protector. I want to be your protector. As president, I have to be your protector. I hope you don't make too much of it. I hope the fake news doesn't go, oh, he wants to be their protector. Well, I am. As president, I have to be your protector. I will make you safe at the border, on the sidewalks of your now violent cities, in the suburbs where you are under migrant criminal siege.
Yeah, guys, this fat, sweaty, orange, makeup-covered goof gonna be your protector, pretending so hard he's some kind of alpha male. It's so ridiculous. This country's, oh my God, so gone. Even if Kamala Harris wins, it's not going to stop how embarrassing all this shit is, folks. Meanwhile, 4 days in a row, stock market hit all-time high prices. Yet Donald Trump be like,
it's going to be horrible. We don't win for so many other reasons, too, but you'll have a depression like 1929. It's going to be
literally what he said after Biden took office. Stock market's going to crash any second now, but when he doesn't, it's because they think I'm going to be president. It's just so stupid. Then once again, who you going to believe, me or your own lying eyes? This one talking about the buffoonery of America. Dude sitting up there in front of two teleprompters he's been reading off the entire time, gonna, with a straight face, look at the audience and say, aren't you glad that you can have a president who doesn't need a teleprompter? Words literally don't mean anything. What you see with your own eyes, what you witness and experience doesn't mean anything. You were told to reject what you see with your own eyes for what the leader tells you is true.
Of your own nation, and that's what she's done. She's ruined our nation. She's ruined our nation. And you know, I've always talked about this, and I've talked about it strongly, but I'm just realizing as I'm talking right now, and not even going off a teleprompter, because the teleprompter's not tough enough, I'm saying, and by the way, isn't it nice to have a president that doesn't need a teleprompter?
Literally read off a teleprompter almost all the fucking time. Occasionally you go off script and vamp, but you literally continuously read. Case in point, here you are. You're reading supposed to be tongue-in-cheek jokes about Marjorie Taylor Greene, but you're so bad at reading off the teleprompter that it doesn't even come off as sarcastic jokes. It just comes off as you're just reading what's supposed to be the truth and not a joke. But you're so bad at comedy and you're so horrible of a reader, you can't convey it correctly.
And a very shy, quiet person, doesn't like mixing it up too much, but she is really highly respected in Washington.
So that's a joke. He just made a joke, but you can't tell it's a joke because he's reading without putting the emphasis on it in the correct way to let you know it's a joke. He's talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene being quiet and laid back, which is obviously sarcasm, but you can't tell because he's fucking horrible.
And a very shy, quiet person, doesn't like mixing it up too much, but she is really highly respected in Washington. and she's fantastic. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Aren't you glad I have to read off a teleprompter? Never. I never read off a teleprompter. He says as he reads off the teleprompter. He can literally read off the teleprompter that he doesn't read off the teleprompter, and they clap. And more racism and idiocy from tapioca pudding brain Donald Trump.
But Kamala should have closed the border years ago, and we wouldn't have hostile takeovers of Springfield, Ohio, Aurora, Colorado, where they're actually going in with massive machine gun type equipment. They're going in.
What is a machine gun type of equipment? They're AR-15s and AK-47s.
With guns that are beyond even military scope.
They got guns beyond military scope? Well, then why don't you buy those guns and give them to the fucking military? How the hell did Venezuelan gang members get guns that are beyond our military? We have the most highest paid military in the world. The fuck you talking about? The military has AR-15s, you fucking goof. Of course, he's got to make it sound as scary as possible, regardless of how ridiculous what he's saying is.
And they're taking over apartment buildings.
They're not doing
taking
that.
over
No, they're not.
real estate.
They're not doing
in the
that.
real estate development business.
No.
Congratulations. These are, in that case, people from Venezuela, young street gang members that were sent here by the Venezuelan government.
That literally is not what happened. But anyway, it doesn't matter, folks. Going to lie his way into the presidency, I guess, as he buffoons our country. And here he is. Actually did a Freudian slip, folks. Accidentally told the truth here a little bit.
We did so much. We gave you before the biggest tax hikes in the history of our country.
That's true, you did. You gave us the biggest tax hikes. You gave the super rich the biggest tax cuts. And you gave the rest of us, the middle class, temporary tax cuts that were set to expire, while the super rich tax cuts don't expire and stay in place. So the middle class and the poor's taxes go up, 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 up. The highest tax hikes in history, while the super rich's taxes stay at historic lows. So thank you for accidentally telling the fucking truth there. But you know it's an accident when he tells the fucking truth. Meanwhile, according to Trump, we are 40 out of 40 ranked in education, which is not true. So, of course, super genius.
More money per pupil than any other country by far. And yet we're at the bottom of the list. Out of 40, we're ranked about number 40. And I'm going to close the Department of Education.
Yeah, we're 40 out of 40 in education, so I'm going to close the Department of Education. That's just crazy enough to work. Who needs education when we're last in education? Of course, this is just his plan to do school vouchers where Christian schools and religious schools get all the money and secular schools, public schools close. So we have to fund religion, which directly helps Republicans get elected and stay in power. So, fuck the Constitution, fuck the separation of church and state. And also, it looks to me like Donald Trump has turned into a pink-haired SJW. What's with this fucking hair? Why he's so pink? Somebody got the color wrong, just saying. Then, for all you free speech absolutist conservatives out there, what you got to say about this?
They were very brave, the Supreme Court, very brave, and they take a lot of hits because of it. It should be illegal what happens. You know, you have these guys like playing the ref, like the great Bobby Knight. These people should be put in jail the way they talk about our judges and our justices.
Yeah, you should be put in jail for the way you talk. You're not allowed to talk about judges the way you want to. You better shut your fucking mouth, for we put you in jail for what you say, boy. Yeah, super cool. But of course, they don't actually care about free speech. We know this. It's all goddamn bullshit. It's different when they do it, folks. And here he is, doing what he does best, folks, playing dumb. This is a typical Trump tactic. When he doesn't want to answer a question, he just pretends he doesn't know anything about it. Which, even if it was true, so if it's true that he knows nothing about the Mark Robinson situation at this point, he's being honest and he literally knows nothing, then that should be disqualifying as a president. At this point, when you endorse somebody and they get caught in an incredible fucking huge scandal that's literally in every newspaper, it's the top story on every fucking website, and you haven't bothered to even read a single story to know about the guy that you endorsed, then why should we make you president? If you are too fucking stupid to know the basics of what is going on, that's disqualifying. Of course, we know the truth is he knows all about it. He's just fucking lying, because if he plays dumb, he can get away with not answering questions. Yeah. Are you going to pull your endorsement? Mark Robinson, I don't know the situation. I don't know, and I don't want to know. You're all asking me, and this is clearly important, but I'm not going to do any research whatsoever to educate myself. Please vote me for president immediately. And we probably will, because we are dumb. Very dumb. And I'm not sure, folks, but I think this might be a federal crime. Here he is.
He's going to go down a little bit. It just went down $100.
He just gave a woman $100 while he's campaigning. That's literally against every campaign law. You're not supposed to pay people money when you're out campaigning, Donald Trump. It's fine. It's not like there are any rules for you anyway. And man, I feel sorry for Zelensky. So Zelensky, he's fucking desperate, y'all. Donald Trump still has a 50% chance of getting in the presidency right now in this crazy-ass trash planet in which we live. And so Zelensky got to suck Trump's dick in case Trump gets in the White House, because Trump's already made it pretty clear he's going to throw Ukraine under the goddamn bus, back up Vladimir Putin. They got to go in, rape, and kill all the Ukrainian people. They got to first kill Zelensky. So he's fucking desperate to save his people. So he got to go lap up those disgusting orange nuts. So here he is standing next to Trump, being silent as Trump just runs his diarrhea maker.
So we have a very good relationship. And I also have a very good relationship, as you know, with President Putin. And I think if we win, I think we're going to get it resolved very quickly. I really think we're going to get it resolved.
I hope we have more good relations.
We're going to have, I see. Yeah, but you know, it takes two to tango.
Yeah, that's so sad. He's like, I have a great relationship with Vladimir Putin. And so Zelensky says, I hope we have a very good relationship that's, more good. And Trump is like, hey, it takes two to tango. Whatever, dude. Yeah, they're going to fuck you in the ass, Zelensky. He cannot wait to get you killed. Nightmare. And then here he is, folks, asking him, hey, you keep talking about the Ukraine war is going to end instantly. How you going to do that? Give us some details.
I believe I will be able to make a deal between President Putin and President Zelensky quite quickly.
But what does that look like? What does that look like? What does that?
I don't want to tell you what that looks like.
I have a plan, folks, but I can't tell you what it is. This is literally The Office. Remember the episode of The Office where I can turn this whole office around? I have a 10-part plan if you hire me. Okay, tell us what the plan is. I'm not going to tell you what the plan is. You have to hire me first or you find out what the plan is. It's not how any of this works, but maybe it is. Maybe you can just bullshit your way into the White House. It's definitely possible. And folks, it finally happened. I can't goddamn believe it. I actually agree with Donald Trump on something. The worst person in the world finally said something correct. I guess a broken clock's right twice a day.
And Nancy Pelosi has a little problem because her husband sold their Visa stock. They had a lot of Visa stock one day before Visa was announced that Visa is being sued by the Department of Justice. Think of that. Nancy Pelosi sold vast amounts of Visa stock one day before the big lawsuit that we all read about a few days ago was brought against Visa. You think it was luck? I don't think. She should be prosecuted. Nancy Pelosi should be prosecuted for that.
Why didn't you prosecute her when you were president for 4 years? Yes, Nancy Pelosi is an insider trader, has been a traitor to our country, has thrown her fellow American citizens under the bus to make a buck off her insider trading. Everybody in Congress should be put in jail for that. But you ain't gonna fucking do it, Donald Trump. And another killer campaign ad from the Lincoln Project. Man, do they know how to get under Trump's skin.
Donald Trump is a broken man. terrified of Kamala Harris. Shaky, scared, weak. He's a chicken. Limp, old, tired, and impotent. He's lost his edge, his mojo, all that power he once had, and he knows the end is coming. The final days of his campaign are nothing but a sleazy, desperate grab for cash and nothing more. He's hiding from Kamala. He won't debate her. He knows what happened last time.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
If Trump can't even face his political opponents, there's no way he can stand up against Vladimir Putin, Iran, and ISIS. There was never a chance he'd stand up for you.
True story. Can't debate Kamala Harris. How is he going to stand up to Putin? He's not. He's going to give in to everybody. He doesn't actually give a shit anyway. It's all about putting money in his pocket, whatever he can do to get paid. And then J.D. Vance asked, hey, you guys keep saying you're going to end the Ukraine war instantly. Can you tell us what the plan is?
Said, and can you detail how a Trump-Vance administration would end the war in Ukraine?
Well, look, the details for how Donald Trump is going to end the war in Ukraine is by not being weak and not being dumb, which is unfortunately something you can't say for the current administration. It's very simple.
Very simple, folks. He's not going to be weak and dumb. What more details do you want? That's pretty much the entire plan. Checkmate. Checkmate, Democrats. Not weak, not dumb. Definitely going to work. Just holy God, it's so stupid. Then they ask him, folks, what about Mark Robinson? You guys have been out here week after week after week endorsing Mark Robinson. Do you still back Mark Robinson? And so the reporters asked them questions, and the maggots ain't having it. Booing. I dare you ask our candidate any kind of tough question. Shut the fuck up and let us lie to you.
What, is there something disqualifying about the comments uncovered by CNN that wasn't disqualifying about any of the previous comments he made? Is that the question? Look, here's my view on the lieutenant governor. First of all, what he said or didn't say is ultimately between him and the people of North Carolina.
If anybody else said that, you'd have no problem having an opinion about it. If it came out that Joe Biden had talking about pissing all over his sister-in-law, you'd be on there, this guy's unfit for office. He's talking about pissing on everybody. You wouldn't be saying, I ain't got no comment on Joe Biden talking about pissing on his sister-in-law. No comment at all. That's between Joe Biden and the American people. 0% chance of that, you sackless piece of fucking shit.
People in North Carolina are going to make that decision. Now, look, I've seen some of the statements. I haven't seen them all. Some of them are pretty gross, to put it mildly. Mark Robinson says that those statements are false, that he didn't actually speak them.
You just called North Carolina a second home to you, but you also said that you want to leave this situation between voters and Mark Robinson. So I just want to give you one more chance here. Will you continue to support Mark Robinson?
Don't ask us questions.
Look, I'll continue to support the people of North Carolina. That's what my job is as their next vice president.
Senator Kit Maher, I just want to clear up, does a Trump campaign still endorse Mark Robinson? And number two.
But look, on the Mark Robinson question, Kit, you've heard me answer it now too.
Literally, you have not answered it yet. Do you still endorse this motherfucker? You haven't said yes or no to the question. That's why they keep asking you.
Times. I've been asked, I think, 5 questions.
Yes, and you have not answered one yet. So answer, please.
Now, three of those questions have been about what Mark Robinson did or did not say 20 years ago on.
No, they were asking if you still endorse him or not. That was the question.
Message board. As I've said, that is Mark Robinson's case to make to the people of North Carolina.
So still not answer the question. Yeah, that's the 5th time you've been asked it, and you still dodged it. So anyway. Yes is the answer. Yes, they still endorse him. Then you got Representative Clay Higgins, folks, posted this, and then as the incredibly brave son bitch he is, immediately deleted it. Racist as fuck. Literally a member of Congress, y'all. This is who they're putting in the highest political body in the land. LOL, these Haitians are wild. Eating pets, voodoo. Can't even spell the word voodoo right. So goddamn embarrassing. The buffoonery of America, y'all. Nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere. Cults, slapstick gangsters. You talking about MAGA? But damned if they don't feel all sophisticated now, filing charges against our president and VP. All these thugs better get their mind right and their ass out of our country before January 20th. This is the kind of people that are funded by Russia in order to make us look stupid on the world stage. And holy God, do they make us look fucking stupid. These slack goddamn jawed yokels. And then the Speaker of the fucking House gets up there and defends this bullshit. And yes, Representative Mike Johnson is the type of Christian that would hide sex abuse and child molestation in their church. 100% they would. Watch this slimy greaseball.
Any comment on the tweet that Clay Higgins put out today about Haitians?
I heard about that on the floor just now as well. Clay Higgins is a dear friend of mine and a colleague from Louisiana, and a very frank and outspoken person.
He's so frank and outspoken, y'all.
He's also a very principled man.
He's so principled. That's why he deleted the tweet immediately.
And I think he tweeted, I didn't even see it, but I
didn't even see it. I don't even know. I heard about it, but I don't look up anything, so I can play dumb when you guys fucking ask me about it.
Tweeted something today about Haitians, and
now watch, they're going to tell him what the guy said, and he's going to roll his eyes. Like, don't tell me. I don't want to fucking know. I don't give a shit what he said.
He was approached
by January 28th.
Okay.
Look at that eye roll. Look at that eye roll. He doesn't know, and he doesn't fucking want to know. Oh my God, I can't believe you're telling me what he said. Why would you think I care about that? Oh my fucking God.
He was approached
by January 20th.
Okay. Well, look, he was approached on the floor by colleagues who said that was offensive. He went to the back. I just talked to him about it. He said he went to the back and he prayed about it.
Oh,
he regretted it, and he pulled
He put some racist shit online, and then he prayed about it?
Post down. That's what you want a gentleman to do?
No, we don't want him to do it to begin with. We don't want him to be racist and say stupid bullshit that's embarrassing our country to begin with, dude.
Sure, he probably regrets some of the language he used, but, we move forward. We believe in redemption around here.
We believe in redemption around here, y'all. It don't matter. Don't tell me what he said. I can't play dumb if you tell me. And then Charlie Kirk, Watermelon Head, all gums out there just being racist as fuck.
That means that they're coming across the border. They run a background check, or is even higher than that, 2 million plus of them. Thank you for being a member, and stay safe in Alabama, and pray Trump wins, or else things are going to get really bad. They're going to get even worse. There will be hundreds of thousands of Haitians brought into Alabama, and they will become your masters.
That's right. They're going to bring hundreds of thousands of black folks into Alabama, and they're going to be your masters. They're going to make you worship them. There's going to be lipstick parties for all your daughters where they have to put on different colors lipstick and suck every black dude's dick, and whichever black dude has the most different lipstick colors on his dick wins the lipstick party, and the BNWO is going to take over. Man, they're going to get rid of the white race. Going to outbreed everybody, pretty much white people over because of all the blacks. Be afraid. You better vote for Trump, Alabama, lest the black dudes dick up your daughters. Just fuck me. Another example of the buffoonery of America, paid either directly or indirectly by foreign governments, foreign entities, in order to sell our country out, pit us against each other, make us laughing stocks. And you guys heard the right-wing talking point that when they say crime is up, they're talking about Los Angeles, New York, and all the major cities because FBI came out and said the crime is down. But no, they didn't include New York and Los Angeles, so you can't count the FBI statistics. Well, that's the right-wing talking point. Well, it turns out that's not true. Here's a quick video to debunk all that bullshit.
The murder capital of the country, New Orleans, is not included.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, not included.
New York
LA, not included. Besides all the major metropolitan areas with all the homicides, everything else is fine.
Nope.
That's it.
Those things move very quickly across the internet. But these FBI statistics leave room for questions because there are a lot of cities, major cities like Los Angeles, that are not providing that information.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but I just, because we looked this up. I've heard this before. The FBI addressed this today. Those major cities now are reporting their crime statistics. So,
but they didn't in 23 on these numbers. When you go to the FBI website, they're not there, especially for homicides in LA.
Let me answer what you're saying. So now they do. Los Angeles, New York, all the major cities, any city with over 1 million people, those police departments report into these statistics.
Across the board. And it's important to point out, because you'll hear Donald Trump and others say, well, big cities are left out of this FBI data. That's not true. It was true in 2021 when they changed the way they collected the data. This data set includes every city of more than 1 million people, and it covers 94% of the U.S. population. Now, there are different ways of measuring crime, and there's a Justice Department victim survey that tries to capture crime that wasn't reported to police, and that shows some different numbers. But overall, it agrees that violent crime right now is about the same level it was in 2019 before the pandemic, and that survey doesn't measure murder. Murder, the drop is really is remarkable, and every murder is counted in the United States. There are no hidden murders, so it's really some remarkable good news, and it's distressing that people don't agree on the facts, because the facts are right out in front of us, Chris.
But it's not going to stop them from lying about it, folks. You're still going to hear them spread this right-wing talking point because they don't care if it's true or not. They feel morally obligated to lie. And then you guys hear about Newsmax settling their defamation suit with Smartmatic. Uh-oh! Didn't say how much they lost, but guaranteed they paid out millions of dollars. So good. Hey, where you at, fucking conservatives? Remember? It was all going to come out in Discovery. We're going to find out all these companies that have voting machines are corrupt and it was all fraudulent. Every one of them is settled. Every one of these people that lied about it have settled. But of course, they don't care, folks. They are about nothing. They are for nothing. But some good news, Vaseline woman is 10 points behind in the Arizona Senate poll. Yeah, Carrie Lake is trailing her Democratic rival, Representative Ruben Gallego, in the 2024 Arizona race, according to a survey. So good. Hopefully she is too toxic to win. I wonder if she's ever going to stop running for office. It seems like that's her job now. All she does is lose for a living. And did you guys hear about the Wisconsin GOP mayor who took the drop box off the street corner illegally? Yeah, talking about election interference. A years-long fight over voting rules in the swing state of Wisconsin sparked a criminal investigation this week after a mayor wearing a hard hat and a Department of Public Works jacket carted off a ballot box the city clerk was about to make available to voters. The mayor, who was elected in the spring with the help of the Republican Party, said he moved the drop box to his office Sunday because he believed the city council should decide whether the city should use it. The Wausau drop box was placed outside of City Hall late last week, and the clerk planned to have it secured to the ground so that it could be used starting Monday, according to the city officials. It was locked, and voters could not place ballots inside while it was awaiting installation. So he had no right to do this. It is not his call. But yet, election interference, folks, doesn't want anybody to vote. Going to make it harder for people to vote on purpose because that's the only way they win. And then while we're talking about the buffooning of America, folks, I have to mention Tucker Carlson, who we know for 100% fact was paid millions of dollars by the Russians. And this is why. Dude, already super rich. He's an heir to the Swanson TV dinner fortune, but it doesn't matter. To these people, there's never enough money. Watch him grin and smirk as America is humiliated by platforming this type of idiocy.
They overthrew the government of our country and they haven't even answered for it. And that pisses me off.
They think it's hilarious, folks. Turning us into a laughingstock and embarrassment is hilarious to them. They do not give a shit about us or this country. They got theirs. Fuck all of us. Here's more of that bullshit.
You know they eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do.
Literally, we got a Russian agent getting paid millions of dollars to platform these people to degrade our country, folks.
By the time we go in to vote for Trump, that he will open up everybody's eyes and they will stop pretending to be asleep. You know what they say, you can't wake people up that are pretending to be asleep, but I pray to God, please wake up even those who are pretending to be asleep with.
I don't pray, but I pray that for every conservative. Please fucking wake up before it's too late. Can't you see what they're doing to our country on purpose, to divide us, to belittle us, to weaken us? And they're so successful. How can you guys not be embarrassed to support this?
The irrefutable truth of what the worst people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that. They're doing it.
We can see what he's doing.
There are so many victims. There are so many victims. There's so.
Yeah, there are a lot of victims of your stupidity, your anti-woke mind virus infecting people's brains. And that, did you guys hear what happened to Ken Klipperstein? So Ken Klipperstein is one of the most popular left-wing Democratic journalists on the internet. Hugely popular on Twitter, posts all kinds of articles. So of course, the first chance Elon Musk gets to boot him off the platform, he does. Free speech absolutist Elon Musk, yes, booting the most popular left-wing journalist. Journalist booted from X after publishing hacked Vance document. So you guys remember last month, Iran hacked into the Republican servers and they got some files and stuff, and they tried to give them to our press in this country. But unlike they did with Hillary's documents, they refused to publish any of the leaked files in this country, our media, to cover up for the Trump administration. Yeah, seems like a double standard, but that's what they did. So Ken Klipperstein got a hold of these files, the Vance files, and he published them himself. Now, what's in the Vance files? It's basically a dossier that was created by the Trump administration to begin with before they picked him to be their vice president's candidate. And it goes into a bunch of shit he said, a lot of criticism he had of Donald Trump. It covers the charity that he set up in order to give himself good press and make himself look good. Turned out the charity only gave 5% of the money that was donated to it to the actual people it was supposed to. They took 95% of it for themselves. So a scam, like you know it is, obviously. That's probably why they picked him. They said, oh my God, he had a scam charity? This is our boy. So anyway, Ken Klipperstein published it, immediately deleted. He didn't publish it on X either, folks. He literally just put a link from X to the documents. Immediately, lifetime ban from Twitter, folks. From Mr. Free Speech himself, Elon Musk. Because it was never about free speech. Elon Musk specifically bought Twitter so he could interfere in our elections, so he could create rules on who to ban and censor, while claiming that's not a violation of their free speech because, hey, if it violates the rules that he created and selectively enforces, then that's a loophole that gets him out of violating people's free speech, but allows him to claim he's not violating free speech at the same time. It's a very transparent, very silly trick that nobody should fall for. And yeah, hard to believe that he's behind this. Here he is a couple months back, or I guess a couple years ago back. Oh yeah, Clip Einstein, pseudo-journalist and douche about town, looking for an excuse to get rid of this guy, of course. And he found it. So what he said, Elon, the reason he gave that he banned him was because apparently the public information that's available for everybody, which is where J.D. Vance lives. You can Google it. You can find it. You can buy this information online. It's not secret. It's public. But because in the dossier that Trump made, Vance's current and former address was listed and Ken Klipperstein didn't redact it. That's why Elon Musk said he banned him. Said he banned him for doxing. But of course, that's bullshit. Is he banning WikiLeaks? Is he banning Edward Snowden? Is he banning every whistleblower? Because they all release documents that have public information, like people's addresses in them. Of course he's not. Of course, this is just an excuse he used because he wants to cover for J.D. Vance. He wants to do election interference. He doesn't want people to know what's on the Twitter files. And also, he wants to get rid of Ken Klipperstein. He wants to get rid of left-wing journalists. He wants to turn Twitter, which he says is the public square, into a right-wing sounding board, which is exactly what he's done. Not only did he ban Ken Klipperstein, folks, but you are not even allowed to publish the link, to share the link to the J.D. Vance files. This is what happens when I try to share Ken Klipperstein's link. It says, warning, this link may be unsafe. The link you were trying to access has been identified. Our products are being potentially spammy or unsafe. Nothing unsafe about it. Nothing spammy. This is election interference. He even banned one girl, Alessandro Caraballo, or he didn't ban her, he removed the post, because she pretended to share the link. She didn't actually share the link. She shared a link to something else completely different and booted, violating our rules against posting private information. So it has nothing to do with doxing at all, folks. It's strictly about trying to keep people from seeing the information. But the Streisand effect is in full effect. When you try to ban something, when you try to censor it, it usually has the opposite effect and more people see it. Isa Breen says, Ken Klipperstein did violate the Twitter TOS, but the pre-Elon TOS. Elon changed the rules around hacked material after he bought the website, specifically to allow sharing the Hunter Biden laptop story. That's right, he changed all the rules, folks, because he wanted negative information about right-wingers, about left-wingers to come out. But of course, he selectively enforces the rules, which allows him to censor anybody he fucking wants to. And even Keith Olbermann gave him the business. Keith is like, hey, Elon Musk, ass clown, free speech, absolutist. You just banned Ken Klipperstein for printing the amazingly boring J.D. Vance dossier like a free speech absolutist would. Take a break from eating pets or whatever you do for fun and man up, Mr. Soft as church music. And free Ken Klipperstein. Hopefully they will. We'll see what happens. And Christy Yamaguchi says, spoiler alert, there was absolutely nothing in the dossier that Ken published that isn't readily available to the public by Googling or by purchase from for-profit brokers. This was strictly an excuse to ban the third Krasenstein brother. But yeah, here's Elon's excuse. This is one of the most egregious, evil doxing actions I have ever seen. Presidential candidates are not speculatively in danger. They have already been 2 attempts on real Donald Trump's life. Yeah, from conservatives. Moreover, the doxing included detailed information on the addresses of their children. Think of the children. Oh my God, he's so insufferable. They didn't post the children's addresses specifically for the children. They posted it because it's just public knowledge where J.D. Vance lives. But of course, Elon Musk don't give a shit about the kids, but he has to bring in the cliche, think of the children, to justify his censorship, folks. I'm still a free speech absolutist, but this is different, y'all. This is different for these reasons. For these rules I made, it's different. So, loophole, y'all. And want to be clear what a lie this is. Ken Klipperstein posted the dossier to his website. He posted no information to Twitter. Calling J.D. Vance's address detailed information on the addresses of the children. It's extremely dishonest framing. Of course it is. That's all he does is lie, lie, lie. And they had Ken on the Young Turks to give his side of the story. Here's a short clip of it.
Because in the dossier, it includes things like his current and past addresses. So, I disagree with that because, first of all, I'm not posting the addresses to Twitter. I'm posting them to the site, which is linked to it. And in addition to that, that's all public information. I, as a reporter, can go on Nexus in 2 minutes and find out a public official's address. That's how, and these news organizations do it too. Corporations do it. All of this information is sold because it's public. There's no law barring it. And they're trying to cast that, I think, as a pretext to take down what is a story which clearly Elon Musk, someone who's donated billions of dollars to Republican causes, doesn't want out there. And so they have to create a pretext to say, hey, look, it's not actually, of course, they're not going to say, oh, sorry, we don't want to have, something that makes Vance look bad. They have to come up with a pretext. And that's what I think this is. Because in the dossier.
Exactly. A pretext for why he's censoring folks, an excuse. So his idiots can parrot the excuse instead of owning up to the fact that he's not a free speech absolutist. He's actually one of the biggest enemies free speech has ever known. And Cal Kalinske is like, free Ken Klipperstein. Elon is doing election interference and trying to rig it for Trump, which he is 100% what he's doing, folks. He's all in on rigging the election. What he's doing here is way worse than anything the previous Twitter crew did. By far. And yes, as Justin Horwitz says, I've known Ken Klipperstein for many years. He's one of the, if not the best investigative journalists in America. Make no mistake, his suspension, a result of publishing the J.D. Vance dossier, is an assault on free speech, period. Yes, it is. A lot of people agreeing with this. A lot of people calling Elon Musk out. Emma Vigilante says, this is nearly identical to the action that Elon and Matt Thai baby called election interference when Twitter heeded a request from the Biden campaign to limit the reach of New York Post piece that included Hunter's hacked nudes. They went further here, suspending Ken's account. Yes, Emma is correct. Way worse than anything the original Twitter crew did. Of course, always a tweet. They're posting tons and tons of Elon's old tweets like, free speech is the bedrock of democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. Without free speech, all is lost. And you're right about that. More buffooning of America from Elon Musk. It's different when he does it, folks, though. Remember, it's a double set of roles. And we'll finish up with this meme that's going around making fun of this propagandist who used to be in North Korea. On the free speech apps, it's illegal to say read the JD events dossier on KingClipperstein.com. Yeah, it's illegal in America to say KingClipperstein.com. So do it to it. If you want to read it, go to KingClipperstein.com and read the report. Also, I made a video about it on my fake AI podcast that deep dives into the dossier. If you want to go take a look at that, the link in the description of this video, and recommend you do so. And that is my Chud Watch for this week. Pretty good. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. I have 10-year-old cats. Hey, well, scritches from me. I think the condition that causes Dusty to mispronounce names is getting worse. Whose name have I mispronounced? Nobody. I am spot on with all my names, especially Emma Vigilandiayo. And our allies call us backsliding democracy. I'm sure they laugh their ass off behind our backs, which they should. We are such a goddamn joke country at this point. And all right, folks, get your super chat in. Gonna read them all at the end of this section. But first, all aboard! Woo-hoo! Time for the Coconut Express. And first off, on the Coconut Express, the Orange Goof is back, folks, to scare you about Kamala Harris. And he's posting this incredibly stupid bullshit by this complete fucking moron who claims that somebody that she knows that's a friend of somebody who works for her nail salonist told her something about something. Just so stupid. Let's listen.
And my nail tech, I've been going there for 15 years. So
I bet you
like
have. They're like family. These Vietnamese nail techs, I know them all real good, y'all. They wouldn't lie to me, and I wouldn't lie to you about the bullshit I'm about to spew out my lips.
But they said that their one cousin is in South Philly, and listen to this.
Listen to this, folks. Their nail tech's cousin told them this. So you know it's true. No wonder Donald Trump is retweeting this as though it's gospel.
She is getting paid $700 a week to go to wherever Kamala's campaign tells them to go to. So
Definitely.
It's $100 a day, $700 a week.
Definitely.
And she's not even a citizen. She
not
can't
even a citizen.
vote.
Can't vote.
But she wants that extra money, so that's why she's doing it.
Definitely.
So their campaign is getting a bunch of people. That's why you see these people on the side of the roads with signs or whatever, going to these protests. They get travel paid for and everything, and they're not even able to vote. So they're just standing there with signs for no reason, $100 a day.
So proof. This lady who's super honest and wouldn't lie was told by her nail salonist that she was told by her cousin that Kamala Harris was hiring illegal. So I'm so glad the Republican lead candidate is publishing this. Definitely amazing, America. And once again, speaking of the buffooning of America, the #1 cable news network in this fucking country putting shit like this on the air.
You mean like how she goes into 7-Eleven and clears the place out and then tries to find Doritos? Listen, no one thinks he's a man. Everybody knows real men don't put tampons in little boys' locker rooms,
There was
Jessica.
not one tampon in a boy's
Everybody
bathroom.
knows that.
I love how he's literally being corrected right to his face about the lie he is telling and just ignores it because it doesn't matter. He doesn't care if he's lying. He doesn't even have to respond to being called out. He just keeps lying like he doesn't know what the fucking truth is because it doesn't matter. And then it's more toxic masculinity. He's not a real man. Unlike me and my $5,000 suits and my greased up hair, I'm a real man. Just so embarrassing.
In little boys' locker rooms,
There was
Jessica.
not one tampon in a boy's
Everybody
bathroom.
knows that.
Not
Real
one.
men don't think Tim Walz is a real guy, okay? We want him to... You mean like how she
How
goes...
is this real life right now? Real men don't think Tim Walz a real guy. We love overweight, sweaty, fat 78-year-olds who are covered in makeup from head to toe and have huge comb-overs. That's a real man. Just so stupid. Did you guys hear about Kamala Harris' Arizona campaign office being strafed with bullets? Second time in multiple weeks. Luckily, nobody was there when it happened. But yeah, trying to intimidate, trying to send a fucking message. Good go in Arizona. Meanwhile, Ben Shapiro thinks that vice presidents have way fucking more power than they have. So Kamala Harris is like, on day one of my administrations, I will implement my plan for an opportunity economy. To which Ben Shapiro says, you are the sitting vice president of the United States right now. Got you, bitch. Okay? If you're going to do all this stuff, why are you not doing it right now? Okay? Everybody knows that the real power in the White House is the vice president. Okay? The vice president can just do whatever the fuck they want to do. All right? So why are you not doing all the stuff that you said you're going to do right now? I mean, yeah, I could ask the same thing of Donald Trump. Why didn't he do all the same things that he said he's going to do 4 years ago? Why didn't he get it all done? But it's different when Donald Trump does it. Why aren't you doing it, Kamala? So anyway, this is basically like an understudy for a play. Going to the director and being like, if you make me the lead, if you actually put me out on stage, I will act better in this play than anybody has ever acted before, I promise. And then the director being like, but you're the understudy. Why aren't you acting better than anybody could ever act right now on the stage? Because I'm not on the stage. That's the whole fucking point of this conversation. The fuck? Anyway. And then Kamala out here killing it again this week. Here's a short clip from one of her speeches that went viral. Oh, by the way, she decided to go down to the border, and her new campaign strategy is to put the border in Trump's face to call out the fact that he is the one that's responsible for the cancellation of the bipartisan border bill. He is the one making our country less safe. She's just going to try to stick it right to him and put it all in his fucking face, which is a great strategy, in my opinion.
And why last December I helped raise the rate of overtime pay for border agents, and also why I strongly supported the comprehensive border security bill. Written last year, as you know, by a bipartisan group of senators, including one of the most conservative members of the United States Congress. That bill would have hired 1,500 more border agents and officers. It would have paid for 100 inspection machines to detect fentanyl that is killing tens of thousands of Americans every year. It would have allowed us to more quickly and effectively remove those who come here illegally, and it would have increased the number of immigration judges and asylum officers. It was the strongest border security bill we have seen in decades. It was endorsed by the Border Patrol Union. And it should be in effect today, producing results in real time right now for our country. But Donald Trump tanked it. He picked up the phone and called some friends in Congress and said,
Oh, I didn't say the border bill was good. I just said she's attacking him on it, which is what she should do, because like the number one thing that they're using successfully to attack her with is the border. That seems to be the number one issue that people who are voting against her are going to vote against her for. So if she correctly points out it's actually Donald Trump who sabotaged the border bill, that's good for her. But that doesn't mean the border bill is good. I think the border should be wide fucking open. I don't give a fuck. We need more immigrants, not less. Somebody wants to come over to this country and work hard. They free up somebody else to do another job. That's what people don't understand. Foreigners don't take jobs. They free up jobs to allow us to do other jobs that we wouldn't otherwise be able to do because we're too busy doing the fucking menial shit. And And all they did was shit on her folks for not going to the border. And then she goes to the border, and they're like, Representative Lesko slams Harris for Arizona border visit. So it's damned if they do and damned if they don't. Can't fucking win. Gonna criticize you regardless. And then a bunch of other policymakers came out and endorsed Kamala Harris. Hopefully, it has some kind of effect. Over 400 economists and policymakers endorsed Kamala Harris. That's good. And I don't know if this is a sign of how the campaign is going, folks, but I'm going to pretend like it is because I want to. Meanwhile, Grand Rapids, Michigan Airport, Donald Trump bobbleheads, tons of them. Harris bobblehead sold out. More to come soon. Hopefully they had just the same amount and Harris sold out because she's way more popular. Hopefully they just have like 3 Harrises and they start immediately. That's what I'm hoping, folks. I'm saying this means landslide for Kamala. Hopium copium. And latest polls actually look pretty good for Harris. Harris +7 in Nevada, +5 in Pennsylvania, and +3 in Arizona, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So once again, not set in stone, but better than the other way around. According to this one, Harris is +7 over Trump nationwide. Not that it matters, because the swing states are the only thing that matters, but big if true. And then last on the Coconut Express, folks, you guys remember on the previous shows, I have asked Grok, which is the AI that Elon Musk paid to exist. I've been asking it, if you were an election expert, who do you think is the odds-on favorite to win the election for president? I've been asking it every day for the last couple months, and every single day it has told me, for various reasons, Donald Trump is the odds-on favorite to be our next president. It laid out its reasoning. It says it's going to be close, but if it had to pick one, Donald Trump is who it would pick. So I asked it today, the same exact question today. And for the first time today, it's now saying it thinks Kamala is in the lead. Pretend you're an election expert. Given all the updated information you have right at this moment, who do you think is the odds-on favorite to win the presidency? Given the information available September 27, 2024, the odds-on favorite for the president appears to be Kamala Harris. Here's the breakdown. The betting odds, which Grok puts a lot of stake into, apparently have shifted to Kamala Harris, has moved into the lead with odds -120 and -133, indicating she's slightly favored of Donald Trump. Polls and forecasts, various polls and forecasts, including those from 538, show Harris gaining ground or maintaining a lead. Public sentiment and media ex-post related discussions around the time suggest dynamic where Harris' chances are viewed as improving. Electoral college and state polls, while national polls are closed, state polls, which are crucial due to the electoral system, show fluctuations. However, recent analysis suggests Harris pulling ahead in key swing states, which is critical for winning the Electoral College. So, don't know, folks, but Grok has changed its opinion. I'm going to pretend like that means something and be happy about it, and I think you should too. And all right, folks, that is my Coconut Express. You should do a live Ask Grok question section. All right, it needs to hurry up and learn how to talk like OpenAI's chat will do. Let's do a quick commercial, folks. I apologize. Folks, I have a patron site. It is patreon.com/podcast. If you're watching this video right now, all right, shut up, Dusty. Then click on the more button. It'll pop down. And then the very first link is a link to my Patreon. Could you please find it in your heart to click on that and click on the first button and become a member? I apologize for asking you, but this show is 100% user supported. I don't make any money off ads. I only make money from super chats and through Patreon accounts. And I work hard on the show. I work real hard on the show. I'm always working on the show. So if you watch 2 or 3 shows a week, could you please consider chipping in to help me stay in business? I really make about minimum wage or less doing the show, and it's hard to keep the Animal Sanctuary up and going with as little as I make. So if you want to help me compete with the right-wingers who own social media, please do so. Now, please chip in and help me out. I'd really appreciate it. And you also get access to all the after parties taking place directly after this show. And it's from here, boom, right here, all the way down to here tonight. So do it. Please help me out if you can. And thank you in advance. And all right, let's read the super chats. Super chat. Who's first? BBC, what up, BBC? I have to admit, the podcast is impressive. Hey, thanks for leaving comments, BBC. I appreciate you. And really informative. It actually is a great way to learn information. I mean, it is kind of dry and scripted sounding, and they are very stiff. But it's great to be able to put an article in there and have two people like discuss the entire article. And they also pull up background information and stuff the article doesn't talk about. And it's a great way to absorb information. Also, Dusty, enjoy the rest of the show. See you at that party. I see you at the party, BBC. Good to see you, and I appreciate you. And Rebecca Boys, hero to the show. Everybody, heap love. And Rebecca says, the thumbnail was terrifying and could trigger a clown phobia. Well done. Wishing you and the community a relaxing weekend. Hey, I appreciate you, Rebecca. I hope get to hang out with us tomorrow. And as always, thank you for your generosity. You rock. Love you, Rebecca. And what up, Chuck L? Stay with the kryptonite. Marcus Anderson, Hero is a song to listen to. Hell yeah, here's a good song. Piss Bucket Royale, a louder than life. It got rained out seeing Slayer. They didn't show up. Shouldn't Slayer play through the rain? They should be more hardcore than the post office. Chuck Elton on America's Literary Oz when Dorothy finds out he's just a man and goes, don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Even after exposure, they still peddle the lie and the myth. Yeah, they sure do. Hey, Lollipop Guild, motherfuckers. You ever see the Dark Side of the Moon where the little lollipop guy's supposed to hang himself in the background? You ever see that shit? Creepy. Anyway. Jupe, what up, Jupe? $20. I just got back from the Gray Corgi at Mar-a-Lago hosted by JD Vance. I didn't waste my time trying to sway the dudes. I just got on my knees. Hell yeah. Suck that dick, Jupe. Good to see you tonight. And Agent Orange, $50. I'm going to read you sexy with my deep voice. Are we going to see an Evil Dusty Halloween special? Hell yeah, you know it. Probably not, but maybe I'll put on my purge mask and scare the fuck out of you guys. And as always, big love to Agent Orange. Thank you, Hero, for supporting the show. It means a lot. Blazing Chronic, Blaze at $20. Dusty, can you do a gaming stream on the next show? Slow News Day. It doesn't matter if you're terrible. Probably not. I appreciate the recommendation, but literally nobody wants me to play games. Nobody wants to watch me because that's why I quit doing my Twitch stream. 10 people will get on there and watch me. That's not even worth cutting the goddamn camera on for. But thank you. Appreciate you, Blazing Chronic. Water polo is $5. Women are dying because the wannabe dictator installed anti-choice judges who overturned Roe versus Wade. Yes, they did. We're going to cover more of that in the hero section. Thank you, Water. Ron, SKFC, $5. I'm surprised he's still pushing MTG after her spat with his new boo, Laura Loomer. Yeah, I guess Laura Loomer's on the outs. No more a blowjob as from Purge Mask. Chuck L. Dusty, after just reading Dark Alliances by Gary Webb, he goes into detail about how military-style guns and crack got into America. All right, sounds like a good read. Thank you for the recommendation, Chuck. Darian Meza, $10. I hope we are watching the end of this crazy orange PLS. Oh, my God. Your mouth to God's ears. Please let this be over soon. I'm so fucking bored with Trump. Zoran, $5. I love the uneducated. I'm going to shut down the Department of Education. Yep, self-fulfilling prophecy. More idiots to vote for Trump. WSD time, $10. I just can't wrap my head around how people like Biden and Netanyahu manage to sleep at night. It really gets to me when I think about all the innocent families being killed in these pointless wars. Yep. The Free Palestine section is coming up pretty soon. So going to back up everything you're saying right now, WSD time. You're directly correct. Oi, boy, $20. What up, Oi? I asked Lance the Surf Times if he considered doing a collab with you. He said yes. He said he emailed you at one point, but you didn't respond back. Reach out. No, he didn't. He Twittered me, and I said I would do the show, and he never got back to me. I didn't get no emails from him. I don't think that's true, y'all, but whatever. If you're out there, Lance, let's do it. I don't blame Lindsay. He has to hedge his bets. I don't blame him either. You got to do what you got to fucking do to keep your people alive. Zoran $5. We need Dusty Cats mid-screen looking themselves in every Trump event section. There's only a few in here tonight. We have a couple of NWOs. Misty's in here. I think Baby Yoda's in here and Panda's in here. The rest of them have been banished for the shows, so sorry. Zoran, eating baby is drinking blood. Vampires not crazy. Nope.
She's not crazy. You guys are crazy.
Morton Beer, $20. I hope Buffooning of America makes a return. Have a good night. I'm coining that phrase. It's going to be on T-shirts everywhere. Thank you, Morton. Appreciate your generosity. Megan, I'm broke, or I would do more. Broke, bitch club. Hey, every little bit adds up. Thank you, Megan, for your generosity. Isaiah Taylor, $5. Hey, Dusty. Hey, Isaiah. I started the hurricane. Hell, woo woo. Hell yeah. From Tallahassee. Have you been getting any rain up there in Mississippi? It's actually raining right now, but it's not too bad. Luckily, I don't live anywhere near the coast. Zoran. Odds slightly better than coin flip is still scary. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's a incredible embarrassment. A shame this country should never live down. Jupe 66. Hell, Satan. You put the lime in the coconut and drink them both down. Hell yeah. Love me some coconut limes. John Smith, $2.99. What up, John? Thumbs up. And hello, Mr. Anderson. Gave 10 free tickets. If you got a free ticket, show up at the after party and give Mr. Anderson your love. And also, need to be here live to get your chance to win a random free ticket to all the after parties from heroes like Mr. Anderson. So show up live. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Sergey, $20. Glad to see you do what you do, Dusty. I got $200 on Kamabla. Wish us luck. How far are you from New Orleans? 3 hours, I think. I'm in Grenada, Mississippi. Google it. Come buy me a margarita, Sergey. Thank you. And Swaggering Cat, $20. The Pharaohs want to know more about the voodoo they speak of. They just don't want to be part of any sacrifice. They send their regard. Apparently, they eat the cats when they're doing the voodoo. And it makes you not be able to spell basic words. Stupid conservatives. Thank you, Swagger. Scritches to the Pharaohs and MW. Things are looking good lately, but don't get comfy. Get out and vote. Yeah, we don't want another Hillary situation. Get everybody you can to take them with you and vote like your life depended on it. And thank you for everybody who donated tonight. Still plenty of time to donate. Going to read all of the super chats at the end of the show. So get them in early, get them in often, and immortalize yourself on the world's finest one-man show and the super chats. But for now, sing along if you know the words. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Where? It's time for religious bullshit. Why? It's time for religious bullshit. Shakalaka-boom! And folks, I skipped Wednesday's show, so it's been like 4 days since my last show. 4 days. So, of course, they raping everybody's kids. New York Diocese agrees to pay $320 million to abuse victims. Texas youth pastor arrested on child sex and porn charges. The youth director of Denton Church has been arrested after a parent and their child accused him of inappropriate behavior. Teenagers, police said. Stonis, this is the youth director and president of Nazarene Youth International, after executing a search warrant on Tuesday at the church and Stone's residence. Stone agreed to talk to Texas, reportedly admitted to touching the victim as well as possessing images of another victim naked. How many we got? It's been 4 days. Let's see. Florida youth pastor arrested on child sex charges. Deputies say they went to Hillsborough County home on February 23rd to investigate a report of an adult man possibly molesting a 12-year-old child. Cops PA Bible study teacher molested 7-year-old. Yeah, a Quarryville Bible search instructor was arrested on Wednesday after a woman came forward to report that he had sexually assaulted her repeatedly as a minor, according to Pennsylvania police. Texas youth pastor gets 50 years on child sex charges. An Ellis County former youth pastor with a history of child sex assault offenses since 50 years. Just incredible, y'all. How many can there be before conservatives actually start caring? I mean, I know none. I know they don't actually care about children. I know it's all bullshit. But man, it's crazy. The people that pretend like they care about children being molested never actually mention any of this stuff. Just lays bare how fake they are. The GOP Louisiana pastor convicted of child cruelty. A Louisiana jury convicted a former Survivor contestant. Remember this evil motherfucker on Survivor? Who started a Christian school of child cruelty on Monday. Jurors took just an hour to convict John Raymond, 62. After a 6-day trial, 3 counts of cruelty to juveniles when a trio of students at Lakeside Academy accused Raymond of wrapping their heads in tape to keep their mouth closed. Yeah, that's fucking torture. OK pastor arrested on child rape and incest charges. A Tulsa pastor was arrested and charged with rape, child sex abuse, and incest. Folks, I'm not even looking. I don't even look for this stuff. Just in the natural process of me reading stories, I come across this stuff. I don't search for it. That's how prevalent it is. Just fucking nuts. 4 days and all these. Every day there's a new dude raping these kids. And then And cringe warning for those susceptible to cringe-induced injuries. Goddamn, Christians are annoying.
No, because tell me why my grandma literally this weekend was like, Carly, you need to lower your standards. And I was like, I said, honey, the bar is here and it will stay here. I was like, most people have the bar here. Absolutely not. The bar is Jesus. Like, bro literally set the bar when he came to this earth, lived a perfect life for 33 and a half years and died on the cross and came back to life 3 days later. Not only did he die for me, he came back to life for me. What?
What?
I'm like honored. Like for me?
I'm so honored. He came back for me. He died for me. I'm so honored and special. Dude, according to your own story, he came back to life. If he came back to life, he didn't die for you. Death means forever. That, you black out, non-existence, forever and ever and ever. If he did that for you, if Jesus was on this earth, lived perfectly, and then blinked out of existence, never to be seen again, then I'd be like, hey, that is a big sacrifice. That's pretty good. If he comes back after 3 days, he just had a bad weekend for your sins. That is not a sacrifice. That's fucking nothing. God damn it, Christianity doesn't make any sense. Please continue to annoy me.
Like, honey, that's the bar.
That's a very fucking low bar. Anybody would do that. Anybody would get killed and tortured for 3 days if they could come back to life in 3 days and then be worshipped in paradise for eternity as the Lord and Master of everything. There is no human being on the planet that wouldn't take that deal. That is not a sacrifice.
That's like literally the standard. And like if you cannot pursue me the way that Jesus pursued me.
So I gotta kill myself for you? Bitch, you ain't that good looking.
I don't want it.
I don't want it either.
And if that's the bar, and if I need to lower the bar, then I'm never gonna get married.
You ain't getting married.
Because I'm just gonna be married to Jesus.
Oh God, you're
to be honest, because like, I mean, shoot, like he literally says, I'm a bride. Like Jesus literally calls me a bride of Christ. And he literally is like, I'm your groomsman and I'm coming back for you. Guys, not only did he come for me the first time and die for me and came back to life for me, but it's also coming for me again. And that's where we're going to have our big wedding. And it's like, I'm the bride of Christ. Wait, it's giving because I'm wearing white.
I bet she still does anal with plenty of dudes because, hey, it's not sex if it's anal. It's a loophole.
So if I'm the bride of Christ, then I'm going to present myself as the bride of Christ. I'm going to have my standards that
Jesus messaged me right now, and he says he's not that into you.
I, as the bride of Christ, period.
Period.
That's what I have to say.
Okay, well, I feel dumber for listening to that. Holy God. I think Jesus could do better. That's just my opinion. Jesus could slay some pussy. That's all I fucking know. Got those sexy abs, those cum gutters. Just saying. Not sure you're good enough for Jesus. And if you're out there, Jesus, what you guys having for lunch? Imagine living your life this way. It says, what walking in my authority as a child of God looks like while I'm eating lunch. Tell me this is not mental illness. Peacefully eating my food and feeling so peaceful and happy about my life. Good. What kind of lunch is that? Start thinking something bad must be about to happen. Feel sad and fearful about what it could be. Starts planning and dwelling on my potential future pain. Am I about to lose someone I love? Am I about to get cancer? Nope. Start snapping. Not today, Satan. Not today.
Purposes and plans for my life. I'm walking in the fullness of those purposes and plans right now. I feel peace, I feel contentment, I feel joy. Enemy, you have no place to come in here and try to tell me that the other shoe's about to drop when I'm happy and joyful and peaceful like God proclaimed I am supposed to live. So, get out.
Yeah, stop eating that cat. Like, I'm actually not that much against this because this is sort of what I do too. Like, when I have negative thoughts, I immediately tell myself, no, you are in control of your thoughts. You decide what you think. And instead, I choose to think of happiness instead of depressing, miserable stuff like death and my mortality. I don't let myself think about that shit. So this is maybe healthy, but the way she's doing it seems all the fuck wrong. You don't need God for that. You are in control of what you're thinking. Guide your own path. And this is a point I've made many times, folks, but this lady very eloquently makes this point as well. So let's hear her take on it.
question for Christians that believe in hell and also believe in an all-knowing, all-loving, all-powerful God. Jeremiah 1:5 says that
God damn it.
in your mother's womb, believe in hell and also believe in an all-knowing, all-loving, all-powerful God. Jeremiah 1:5 says that before you were in your mother's womb, before you formed, I knew you. So before God forms this human in its mother's womb, does God know if that human is going to go to hell or going to go to heaven? If God doesn't know, then God is not all-knowing. And if that God does know and chooses to create that human anyways, he is intentionally creating humans that will suffer for all of eternity. And that individual does not actually have free will, because that God knew ahead of time when he was creating them that they would end up going to hell. And that person did not have a choice in that matter, because it was already decided as soon as God formed them in their mother's womb. You cannot have an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving God and hell.
Bingo! Checkmate, Christians. Spot fucking on. None of it makes any sense. You have to lie to yourself to believe it. And folks, I don't know why nobody's talking about this. Cowboy Bob here has figured some shit out that the most brilliant climate scientists and weather experts haven't realized.
So we got this major hurricane headed for Florida over.
Oh, do we? Do we have this major hurricane headed from Florida? Tell me more, Cowboy Bob.
The Yucatan Peninsula right now. And I couldn't help but notice that this year and a lot last year, almost every single major hurricane that developed started below the Yucatan Peninsula and came straight up into the Gulf before it formed.
Awesome.
And I was thinking to myself that this seems very odd that all these storms keep forming south of the Yucatan Peninsula. So I pull up the data just now.
I pulled it up.
And look at the spaghetti models for all of the hurricanes tracked since 1851.
Look at it. Just looks like a bunch of random lines to me, but okay.
You see how they all start off of the west coast of Africa?
Not really, but all right.
And head west. But now all of a sudden they're forming below the Yucatan Peninsula and heading north.
Okay.
I think it's just another sign of the times that these are the end of days. Like Jesus says in Matthew 24, that there'll be signs in the heavens that we'll know that it is near, even at the door, based on these signs that the earth is changing and shifting, and the wars and rumors of wars, and the earth changing and shifting. And
yes, because there's never been wars or rumors of wars. Totally new. First time ever, folks, there have been wars and rumors of wars. So you know Jesus is coming back any second now.
I don't know why nobody's talking about this, but to me, this is very unusual hurricane behavior.
Very unusual. Somehow, this bullshit has to do with Jesus coming back soon. Don't ask me how, but I just know it. Also, his voice got a lot less deep when the video continued on. Almost like he quit faking it as much at the end. I hate people that fake voices. Fuck, just use your regular voice. And folks, this is just me. But maybe you should not get punched in the head for a living. I don't know, seems bad. Anyway, here is a UFC fighter to prove my point for me.
If you're a Christian, you're going to have to pick. Do you believe NASA or do you believe the Bible?
I believe NASA.
Because here it is in the Bible.
Right.
God made the sun and the moon and the stars.
Okay, right.
3 different words. It differentiated the sun and the moon and the stars on the first page of the book.
Cool.
Okay? Now, what does NASA tell you? The sun is a star.
The sun is a star, yes.
Or the sun. The sun don't twinkle. You ever heard the song Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? They wrote that back a long time ago. The sun and the stars are different. The sun will never twinkle. It is not a star. It's a great light to rule the day. They're habitual liars. They'll lie again and again. They'll lie to your face. They'll steal your money. And that's what I'm telling you NASA is. It is demonic. The satellites are on balloons, buddy. They put it on balloon, and then it floats. It's that simple. They fall down all the time. What do they got attached to them? Every time. Balloon.
Balloons every time.
Balloon.
Totally don't believe we've been to the moon.
Well, thank God, because I think it's actually anti-Christian. I think as a Christian, you have to have discernment. Who is the enemy? Why are they? Who's trying to pervert the truth? NASA is perverting the truth.
Right.
Where's the stars in the background?
Yeah. Right.
Where's the stars, guys?
Yeah.
And so you got to have spiritual discernment, because this is the devil lying to you to try to make you think that there's no God. Believe in satellites that actually contradict themselves. They're traveling 20,000 miles an hour plus all around the Earth. How many is there? Supposedly 100,000. They ain't ever hitting each other. They don't need no maintenance.
Yeah.
And I know that these evil people have perverted the truth, and they're lying to children.
There you have it, folks. Satellites are on balloons, and the sun ain't a star because it don't twinkle, and we ain't never been to the moon. Totally real and true. Definitely, please continue to get punched in the head. Seems to be working well for you. Good Lord. And that... invariably, it's MAGA Christians who seem to know the least about their religion and teachings of Jesus. Let's see what this moonbat thinks Jesus taught.
If you're a Christian
I'm not.
and you're voting for the Democrats,
I am.
which kind of seems like an oxymoron to me.
Not really.
Does it?
Nope.
I need for you to please explain why.
I can.
know no party is perfect.
I can explain it.
But there's one party in particular that
Right.
holds to more traditional Christian
Agreed.
morals and values.
Yes, right.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't agree more.
And it's not the Democrats.
No, lost me.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we don't agree. That's okay.
I mean, no disrespect. I am just having a really hard time, as are my fellow Christians, reconciling the two.
Nope.
I think maybe that's something you need to think about.
I did.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because this is a topic that I have thought about quite a bit. Me too. And I've actually had discussions with some of my friends who are Christian. I am not religious, but that's fine. I don't knock anybody who is religious, and whatever religion they choose to practice that's best for them.
Fuck
more
your
power
God.
to you. I love it. But just because I'm not religious doesn't mean I haven't read. And in my readings about Jesus and Christianity, I find some very clear parallels between his teachings and certain policies. The most straightforward example I can think of is Matthew 25, 35 through 40. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. That sounds like taking care of people less fortunate than you. If they're hungry, give them some food. If they're thirsty, give them some water. That sounds like the liberal policies of SNAP and free and reduced lunches, helping those less fortunate.
Obviously, the Democratic proposals, policies, positions are way more Christian than anything conservatives put forth. It's just so stupid. The only reason they think they're more Christian is because all their con artists, all their televangelists tell them Donald Trump is their man. Otherwise, they'd be able to see right the fuck through it and know better. And, all right, that is my religious bullshit for tonight. Fuck yeah, we did it. Woke, I know, woke. Jesus is so fucking woke. If he came back, they would hate his goddamn guts, you know it. Jesus did party with his dirty, sexy pores because they're so sexy. The early Christian church was a communist, even according to the Bible. Hell yeah. Fucking SJWs. All right, we're along, folks. Get your super chats in. We got a trash world and a free Palestine. And we got a long Beyond Parody night. And we got a bunch of heroes. Yeah, I got a bunch of heroes to cheer you motherfuckers up. I love you. But first, let's do some trash world. Trash world. La, 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 da. And first up on tonight's trash world, if you guys watch this show, you know how I do not like Eric Adams. Holy God, what a fucking moron. What a complete goddamn imbecile Eric Adams is. So basically, Eric Adams is the Democrat mayor of New York City. And I always am shocked that New York City is not as progressive as I thought they were. You always hear about New York City being far left, Democrats and shit. But this guy, pretty much a Democrat in name only. Just a giant, shady sack of shit. An embarrassment in every fucking possible way. How did New York elect this man? Former police officer, of course. So, of course, he's corrupt as shit. So he just got charged with bribery and fraud. Turns out he was taking a lot of benefits from the country of Turkey. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in perks and shit. And then he was giving them special treatment in New York. Which, you know, pretty much every politician does this, though. I don't know why they're deciding to go after him alone. They should go after everybody that fucking does this. Why are they not going after Clarence Thomas from the Supreme Court who did way worse stuff? But anyway, fine. He's a crook. get rid of him, put his ass in jail. He should resign. And yes, Fed raid Gracie Mansion after New York City Mayor indicted. Nearly a dozen suited up federal agents arrive at Eric Adams' mayoral home, Gracie Mansion, first thing Thursday to search his official residence just hour after his owner became the first Big Apple mayor to be indicted in a federal probe. Seems bad. And yes, New York Times editorial board says Mayor Adams should resign. The charges against Mr. Adams are serious, including allegations that he misappropriated more than $10 million in public funds for his 2021 campaign. The mayor will have his day in court and is entitled to make a vigorous defense. But that does not mean he must force New York City to wait for him to prove his innocence under the law. To serve the city that elected him, Mr. Adams should immediately resign and turn City Hall over to someone untainted by criminal charges and endless investigations. Yes, he should, but will he? Probably not, because he's a criminal sack of shit who will take everybody down with him. Doesn't care about anybody but himself. And looking sort of nervous, folks. He got out there, surrounded himself with a bunch of black folks to act as a shield for him and his corruption. But other black folks was mad because it's obvious what he's doing. He's hiding behind his blackness, basically throwing his fellow black folks under the fucking bus to try to cover up for his criminality. And they was angry. They was shouting, folks, and look how nervous he looks while they're yelling at him. We're laughing.
You hurt our schools, our streets are dirty, our children are harassed by the police. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You can shush me all you want, but the people are with us. And this is not a black day. This is a day.
That is the definition of nervous laughter if I've ever seen it.
First of all, I want to thank you for being here this morning.
Yeah, I'm so happy about everything that's going on. I'm definitely not worried. You ought to be worried. And folks, look who the state protects and look who it murders. This fucking trash planet. Missouri GOP governor has pardoned the white couple that pulled their weapons on black people who were walking in front of their house to go protest somebody else. Remember these people? So, of course, all the innocent people in jail, all the people that are in jail for nonviolent offenses, all the people set up. Of course, the governor takes time to pardon these rich fucking white assholes. This is why everybody hates politics. Nobody has any faith in the fucking system because the worst among us always get special goddamn treatment. And then in my neck of the woods, Lexington, Mississippi, the feds just came out with a huge report that found they were running an illegal debtor's prison. Basically, the police department was making money by arresting mostly black people for minor offenses and then charging them with all kinds of fines. And then when they couldn't pay the fines, they would put them in prison in order to extort them paying the money. One homeless dude they arrested for stealing a packet of sugar, y'all. They kept arresting him over and over and over again until he had $7,500 in fine. And apparently the police department was getting 25% of the money that they seized in fines. So they were literally arresting people to make money for themselves, which, yes, isn't a giant conflict of interest. So the feds come in. Hopefully they're going to bust the whole fucking place. But this kind of thing happens all over the country, everywhere, for folks, at all times. You cannot reform this. It has to be shut down and rebuilt from the floor up. And then in this trash world, hell no, last but not least, Maggie Smith down, no! So I can't stand no fucking Harry Potter, but you guys know what I do love? Downton Abbey. Hell yeah, I get my Downton Abbey on every chance I get. Seeing every fucking episode of this boring motherfucking show, Downton Abbey. And Maggie Smith, she a rich bitch on that show. But no more, because now she's dead as fuck. So deleted, belly up, Maggie Smith. And I actually did a video about her on my fake podcast. It's like 14 minutes, and it educated me on her entire goddamn career. She's been around for fucking ever. She's been killing it for a long time. But apparently now she's dead. So Rest in peace, Maggie Smith. Deleted belly up. And that is my trash world for tonight. Hell yeah. What you guys think about that? You love some Maggie Smith? Jim Crow never ended. No, it didn't, especially here in the South. RICO charges, yeah, lock all those motherfuckers up under the prison. The police force, actually, the mob, yep, organized crime, the most powerful gang in the country. She was the best in Downton Abbey. Yeah, I'm not watching that show anymore. Fuck that show. It's dead to me. Cut down her prom. Yep. Too young. Too young. Do you like Bridgerton? I don't like Bridgerton. Well, no, I can't say I don't like Bridgerton. I have never watched Bridgerton. It did not look good to me. What was the other one? The other one that's like Downton Abbey, but it's not. It's about all the rich people that live in the big fancy fucking houses, and they're all going to each other's parties and shit. What's that one? I watched every episode of that one, too. No, it's not bad. She was the bomb in Hook. Hell yeah. 89, not bad. Had a good run. Had a good fucking run. And, all right, folks, we're along. Time to get depressed as fuck. Uh-oh. Raise your power fist. It's time to free Palestine. The Gilded Age, is that what it's called? I don't know. Whatever. And first off, on tonight's Free Palestine, folks, they're bombing the shit out of Lebanon. This is Beirut. I guess E is pretty happy here, folks. This happening with our taxpayer dollars. Yep. So this isn't Palestine. This isn't Gaza. This is another fucking country, folks. They're bombing multiple countries right now. They're occupying multiple countries, trying to pull us into forever wars. Look at the shrieks and the terror, the children they're murdering, the death and destruction from this terrorist organization. There is no evil that they will not commit, no degradation that they will not sink to. Terrorism all the time by the most evil country on the planet. Never in history have the good guys taken pictures like this, folks. How can you claim you're the most moral army in the country? How can you claim you're the good guys? No good guys ever do this. Multiple handcuffs and blindfolds on children. Just pure fucking evil. And in this trash goddamn country, instead of sending the police to arrest mass murderers, to arrest genociders and war criminals, they send the police to arrest anybody who fights back, anybody who protests the death, destruction, and child murder. Here's your tax dollars at work. Hundreds of NYPD to protect genocidal criminal Benjamin Netanyahu, who flew into this country to address the UN this week. And there's the jackbooted thugs to protect the killers, to protect the criminals, to protect the child murderers. Making $100,000 a year to stand in the way of good red-blooded Americans. And yes, Netanyahu came and delivered his speech to the UN, folks, and it was fucking beautiful. Because everybody except pretty much for the West, for the United States, they got up, they walked out, they turned their back on him before he could speak.
Talking of Israel and the conflict that is now the Prime Minister of
Here's
Israel,
some hero shit for you, folks.
About to address the General Assembly. Let's listen in.
Just
Ladies and gentlemen,
goes to show you, America has no moral authority. We've lost it to every other country on earth. Look at them. With the decency, with the backbone to stand up and walk the fuck away. I'm not going to sit there and listen to your lies, to your gaslighting. I'm not going to be a part of your war crimes and genocide.
To give his address, perhaps a sign, a bit of taking of the temperature as to how that session.
More of this, please. And yeah, here's how, when the West sees a terrorist, 80 standing ovations. When the rest of the world sees a terrorist, empty seats. The buffooning of America, the degradation of our country, where we don't have any moral authority anymore. Not that we ever had it, but we fucking especially don't have it now. Weakened incredibly on purpose by those that hate our country, those that buy up our politicians, those that seek to control us. And yes, this will go down in history as one of the most powerful displays in humanity. Netanyahu having to give his speech to a mostly empty fucking room. The rest of the world standing up against us. against our atrocities, against our evil. And thank you for having the courage to do what the United States does not have the courage to do. But he got up there, folks, and he did what he does. He gaslights, he lies, he tries to apologize for his atrocities, for his war crimes. Here he is lying and claiming that every kitchen in Lebanon has a missile in it. You know, a 12, 13-foot missile in every kitchen. This is his justification for bombing innocent people, for murdering children. To make you think that they're all terrorists. There are no innocent people.
Their own people. They put a missile in every kitchen, a rocket in every garage. I said to the people of Lebanon this week, get out of the death trap that Hezbollah has put you in. Their own people.
Yes, Hezbollah did it, folks. We have no agency. We have no responsibility. We're going to kill you all and claim that it's your fault. We're going to claim without any evidence whatsoever you all are hiding weapons in your kitchens so we can murder your fucking children. Meanwhile, here in America, these fucking insane cunts like Ambassador Linda Thompson Greenfield gaslighting their ass off. My message to the UN Security Council: ending protracted conflicts must be at the top of our agenda. Bitch, this you? The United States vetoed a United Nations Security Council resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in the Gaza Strip for a third time. Every time the world tries to hold Israel accountable, you get up there and veto it. You make sure no accountability is ever had, nothing is ever done, no pressure is ever put on them. Maybe you should shut your fucking goddamn mouth and stop lying to the American people. You fucking war criminal. And folks, if I had a what the fuck section tonight, this would be in the what the fuck section, but I don't, so we're going to put it in the Free Palestine section. I don't know what the fuck you're about to see. It says, we are the world's first Israeli-Palestinian pop group. I'm immediately apologizing before I even show you this. I saw it, so you have to. And this is our debut single, All Eyes on Us. What? All right, I'm sorry. I apologize. PSYOP is real, y'all. Now I want to poke my eyes out and my ears. Hell to the goddamn no. Not today, Mossad or CIA or whoever made this fucking bullshit. Nope. Negative. Nuh-uh. Never. And that. Remember all the stories they told us about how Palestinian kids are taught from the moment they're born to hate Jews for no fucking reason other than the fact that they're Jews? There's a story from the Times of Israel. A 13-year-old girl was suspended from school last week after she expressed concerns for Palestinian children in Gaza during a class discussion on Hamas' October 7th massacre, according to Hebrew media reports. According to Channel 12 News, when it was her turn to speak, the girl, a member of Arab Bedouin community, mentioned that innocent children were killed in Gaza. They are hungry children in Gaza. There are children without a home, she reportedly said during the discussion. So guess what happened? Following a heated incident after the class in which dozens of students cursed the girl, her fellow students cursed her out, y'all. So guess what happened? They suspended her. No. They didn't suspend these students that cursed her. They suspended her for caring about the innocent children who are hungry and being murdered in Gaza. Because, of course, they are, folks. So next time they tell you it's the Palestinians who are taught from childhood to hate the Jews, it's all fucking bullshit. Both sides have a lot to answer for. And then what is the media's problem with being unable to utter the word genocide? Here's The Guardian. Benjamin Netanyahu considering mass clearance of northern Gaza. That's ethnic cleansing. What do you... Mass clearance. That's ethnic cleansing. Yep. The media avoiding the term ethnic cleansing. Can't say it, though. Can't say it. Gotta say anything but what it really is, y'all. Even though that's literally the definition of ethnic cleansing. It's different when Israel does it. And then this video from Queen Medea from Code Pink. And as I pointed out to you guys over and over and over again, it's not the Republicans, it's not just the Democrats, it's both sides, 100% completely owned by our Zionist overlords. Let's watch this video and see if you can tell which one's a Democrat and which one's a Republican.
Are you here to lobby on behalf of Hezbollah as well?
She's a terrorist sympathizer. They're just weird.
You're not weird, you're weird. Favorite congressman.
Are you here to lobby on behalf of Hezbollah as well?
Are you concerned about what Israel is doing in Lebanon?
Nope.
Well, I'm concerned that Hezbollah has fired more than 8,000 rockets against Israel.
Yeah, 83% of
Israel's defending itself.
From Israel.
The blowing up of the pagers.
Israel is the only country that has a right to defend itself. Not Lebanon, not Gaza, none of them.
It was actually the most precise attack against terrorists in
there
world
were
history.
Civilians that were killed in that.
It
And
was
even
almost
Leon
exclusively
Panetta called
terrorists.
it an act of terrorism.
Literally, this guy knows zero of the people that got killed. He knows nothing about them. He's seen no fucking reports. He knows nothing about it at all. Literally just parroting whatever Israel's talking points are with no information whatsoever because he doesn't give a shit.
I know you're here to lobby for Hezbollah.
Oh, well, you're here to lobby for AIPAC every single day.
No, I'm here to lobby for Americans who care about the U.S.-Israel relations.
Doesn't give a shit about America, a complete traitor to our fucking country.
And what about more troops being sent to the region? Doesn't that concern you? We might be dragged into a war? What do you think about the bombing of Lebanon?
Hi.
What do you think about the bombing of Lebanon?
How are you? She's a terrorist sympathizer.
I'm a terrorist.
Literally, she is a terrorist sympathizer. It's always projection.
It's a bit awkward. You know, did you hear Leon Panetta's...
Awkward! I dare you not want children to be killed. Awkward! You're so weird, not wanting children's heads to be blown off. You terrorist sympathizer.
Say the blowing up of the pagers was terrorism?
This is how they all act.
This is how they all act.
It's terrorism to blow up people's walkie-talkies and
Everybody wants
pagers?
peace in that region.
I'm talking to the congresswoman. Do you think that's terrorism?
No, you're just yelling.
She's literally not yelling.
Is it terrorism to blow up people's pagers and walkie-talkies?
That's the weird part.
It does help. It does help. They're exposing you. We see you, bitch.
Well, it would help if you would stop supporting the terrorist acts of Israel.
Weird.
Like sending 2 shipments
My
of
God, I hate this country, y'all. I hate this fucking country. Now, I don't want Donald Trump to win, but I will say one thing. Donald Trump is the most American president we've ever had. Donald Trump is the perfect representative for America. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing at all. That's not something I want, but holy God, never had a more perfect representative for who we are as a people than that man. Just a trashy, filthy goddamn country. And goddamn it, apparently I got to fucking boycott Apple now. No. Whatever.
So Apple Inc. hates Palestinians. In case you haven't heard, Apple sent out a statement on October 9th saying that they stand with Israel. And in addition to that, they fired several pro-Palestinian and Palestinian Apple employees. I'm one of them, since October. Also, they've been paying the full salaries for Apple employees that go and serve in the IDF, which means they're paying their employees to commit war crimes. We have no idea how many Apple employees are committing war crimes right now. Apple also shut down the Muslim community Slack channel that they had. When Zionists came in and harassed the Muslims, instead of moderating the space, they shut the community down. Oh, and starting October 7th, they began a brand new program specifically for the spouses of IDF soldiers so that they can get an extra 8 days off. That started on October 7th. This is not like a government mandated thing. This is something that like Apple decided to do on their own. The entire executive team are all Zionists, and they've been telling employees at their retail stores to remove anything that has to do with Palestine, whether it's a flag, or a keffiyeh, or a pin, or a necklace. They don't want any support for Palestine in their stores. So do with that information what you will.
Freddie Mercury's right. Gotta stop boycotting Apple. Man, that hurts me. Whatever, fucking Apple. Always somebody gotta be evil. And, did you guys hear about the Israeli soldier detained on vacation in Marrakesh, Morocco? He is accused of committing war crimes in Gaza after completing a 3-month tour of duty. Maj Aventure was on vacation in Marrakech, Morocco, accompanied by a group of Israelis when he works on a Qanam player. Where he works on a Qanam player. What is a Qanam player? I don't know. Jamal Bahar of Moroccan Front Against Normalization said this soldier presents himself as an artist performing on his instrument as a tourist site in Makish. But they arrested him apparently, and this should happen to every one of them, folks. Anybody in the IDF, they should have to be very concerned where they travel, lest they get arrested for war crimes. I want to see this fucking happen all over the fucking world. Make them very uncomfortable, make them afraid again, just like every terrorist should be. But big ups to the rabbis, Jews, and allies that sat in AIPAC's office in Los Angeles and demanded that AIPAC stop claiming to stand for Jewish safety while supporting the genocide of an entire people.
Wake up, listen, listen. Listen, listen. Wake up, listen, listen.
More of this, please. Thank you, heroes. Lots of fine Jewish people standing up and saying it is Zionists who are anti-Semitic by equating Zionism with being Jewish, which it absolutely fucking is not. A lot of incredibly fine Jewish people out there who do not want their names used for Zionism, genocide, and ethnic cleansing. And I appreciate you. We stand with you, and that is my Free Palestine for tonight. Just got an iPhone 16, sweet, yeah. How is it? Pretty good. I thought about getting one, but I don't ever use my phone, so it's useless. Apple sucks ass. They make good products. I got to give it to them. I mean, they're overpriced, but they're good if you have the money. You're right. AIPAC doesn't represent Jews, just Israel, unfortunately. And all right, we're along, folks. Got a long Beyond Parody and a long Hero section coming up. So, gonna hit overtime tonight. Who loves overtime? You do, and you do, and you do. So reward me for overtime. But for now, it's time for... Beyond Parody! And first up, can't have a Beyond Parody without Elon Musk, who you think would have some kind of self-reflection, but he doesn't seem to. But he's just doing this on purpose because he's trolling, I think. Probably he has to know. Elon is like, Mark Cuban is proof that morons can become billionaires. Oh my God, it's the Spider-Mans pointing at each other. You cannot even form a sentence, Porky Pig motherfucker. Literally have never said any intelligent thing in public ever, period. Read the room, dipshit. And then Elon thinks he's owned us all by pointing out that the more educated you are, the more likely you are to be a Democrat. Yeah, no shit. Elon is like, Democrats dominate academia. Yeah, that's because facts have a left-wing bias. No shit. And also, when you go to college, you hang out with other people from other cultures, other races, other ethnicities, and you realize we're just all one. It makes the world really small, and then you're not as fearful as the other as much as you would normally have be, and then you don't vote Republican, right? Because you have more empathy. But yes, way to own us, you fucking dumbass. Holy God. And then, speaking of not having a fucking clue, Elon Musk reposts this. George Soros isn't just buying 200 radio stations. He is buying a propaganda machine to influence how you think. Give me a fucking break. You literally spent $44 billion to buy the public square, dude. So you can force us all to see your viewpoint, so you can hype up, signal boost for any right-wing talking point you want to, while you censor and hide any message you don't want to be seen. 100% projection, Elon Musk. Definitely doing on purpose to troll us, though. And that'll be Beyond Parody, folks. Can you believe that Disney used to advertise on X/Twitter? But now, these are the kind of people advertising. Honeytune. What if you lived in a house with the most beautiful woman in the world and her husband, right? That's what Johnny is dealing with. Hearing all the private stuff each night is unbearable. Will he keep his hands to himself? Read out original comic and find out. Oh my, I gotta know if he sexually assaults his aunt or whatever. Miss Smith is sleeping. She wouldn't remember, right? Oh my God, yeah, she would remember if I sexually assaulted her against her permission. I'm gonna do it. Oh my God. Amazing. Greatest ad ever. Definitely looking good there for X/Twitter. Yikes. And then, folks, I think this guy is a friend of Walter Masterson. Oh, maybe this is Walter Masterson. This is Walter Matterson. Big shout out to Walter Matterson out there trolling motherfuckers. Here he is pretending he is one of the senior strategists for J.D. Vance and speaking in Springfield at a town hall.
Maximilian Clark. I am here as the local.
Okay, that is not Walter Matterson. That is Walter Matterson's friend. They both got out there and spoke. So this is the speech that his friend gave.
Representative for the J.D. Vance office. The senator thanks you all for your support. The same support that put him into office. I am personally appalled that a Republican elected in Ohio would say that something that we made up isn't true. Do you know how that makes us look? How it makes the senator look? Lazy, incompetent, cruel. Hey, please don't make your comments, please. We need to get in line. We do not win this November without immigration chaos. That is why we torpedoed Senator Langford's bipartisan immigration bill. If people aren't talking about how immigrants are eating all the fish from Finding Nemo, they might actually want to talk about our economic policy, which, can we dim the lights? Thank you. No.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is our plan to fight inflation. And the best part about it, it's whatever you want it to be. That's right. Once you start writing stuff down, it gets messy. It gets complicated.
Yes.
And it's hard. It's hard to fight inflation. Like, apparently, putting a tariff on all imported goods and having a national 22% sales tax makes prices go up. Who knew? Who would have thought? Wouldn't it be better just to talk about how immigrants are stealing car tires to set them on fire because they want the air to be stinky?
Yep.
Look, we don't want to divide this community. We don't want to bring extra strife to this community or the Haitian community. The senator is open to making up a new conspiracy theory. Here, can we have the lights back up? Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to need a country. I heard Guatemala. Sir, you just direct your comments to me. Oh, perfect. Verb, please. Please stop. Yeah, bird arson. Bird arson. Thank you. Got that. Sir, listen, are you done? Our only popular position is that being mad at immigrants for trying to use social services that we're trying to get rid of entirely. Our entire real platform is just about getting rid of overtime pay, labor unions, getting rid of the minimum wage, building submarines, invading Mexico. We wrote this down. This is part of our platform. But hey, no taxes on tips. Am I right? And if you don't support us, the Guatemalans are going to come for your birds, and they're going to set them on fire. I will now open the floor to questions. Walter Madison, please sit down.
Love it. Nice. And apparently the new episode of The Good Liars are out. Speaking of Beyond Parody, let's see what they're up to this week.
We are here at a Trump rally. The whole nation is talking about political rhetoric, so we expect people here to be pretty sensitive to that. So,
no.
There's a drawing of Joe Biden tied up in the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
If you go to the Trump rally on Long Island, you might see the truck, the celebrity truck, to your point, the famous truck that Donald Trump shared.
It's wild. And this was literally first row.
Almost like preferential parking. Like they were like, it's...
But tone down the rhetoric, y'all. It's the left that's too violent. And another one from The Good Liars. These people really hate Taylor Swift. Let's see if they're consistent.
Just tell her to shut up and sing.
Shut up and sing.
That's it.
So Taylor Swift should shut up and sing?
Shut up and sing.
What do you think about Kid Rock?
I don't know anything about Kid Rock.
You love Kid Rock?
I love Kid Rock.
You're a big Kid Rock fan?
Yeah.
Should Kid Rock shut up and sing?
Yes. Is he going to come?
No, I'm saying should Kid Rock shut up and sing?
No, he could say whatever he wants.
No, of course. Kid Rock's on our side. We're hypocrites. He can say whatever he wants. Just Taylor Swift that needs to shut the fuck up. Anybody we don't agree with needs to hush. And yeah, this is pretty funny, folks. Apparently, conservatives are not too excited about Mark Robinson anymore. Watch the mood of the crowd.
Ready to vote for Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Woo, yeah.
Ready to vote for Mark Robinson?
Crickets.
Maybe not. Probably not. Probably
No.
No.
I don't know how any intelligent woman could vote for him.
No. I don't
Ready
know.
to vote for Donald?
I don't know about that, dog. Oh, no, yo. Hey, Donald Trump still support him. You fair weather friends. Meanwhile, apparently Larry Kudlow is on suicide watch. This is hilarious. So They had a show that led into Larry Kudlow's show talking about how for 4 days straight, the stock market has just hit all-time record highs. And they immediately segue into Kudlow's show. Let's see if his message is slightly contradicting.
Great to have you. Thank you very much, Jeffrey Small. Here we go. Closing bell. Let the balloons be released. The blue chips make history for the 4th straight day. A record for the Dow, a record for the S&P. That's going to do it for the Claim and Countdown. Kudlow is next.
That's right. Record! 4 days in a row. Never had a better stock market.
Folks, welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. Donald Trump announces a new American industrialism, create millions of jobs, raise wages, make the U.S. into a manufacturing powerhouse. More on that in just a moment. Later in the show, we'll have Senator John Kennedy talk about Joe Biden leaving his successor a world of disorder.
Yeah! Leaving a world of disorder with all-time record stocks. Good thing Trump is going to come in and fix all that. Ain't got to worry about that much longer. Going to put tariffs on everything. We're all going bankrupt, yo. And then last but not least on the Beyond Parody, did you guys hear about the GOP House candidate that used a fake family for photos? True story. This guy don't have a family of his own, so he borrowed somebody's fucking family to take a picture with and put up like he's some kind of family man. Definitely not creepy at all, dude. Lies, lies, damnable liars. That's all they do forever, always. That is conservatism. And that is my Beyond Parody for this week. Alcoholic Larry. I bet him and Wine Judge Janine are a crazy duo to hang out with. Thanks to whoever get to me. Hell, you deserve it. Valegi 58. Enjoy it. Spam the chat with impunity. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa. And all right, folks, get your super chats in. We're clear into overtime now. About to finish you off with some motherfucking heroes. Woo. We could be heroes. Yeah, we could. And first off, on the heroes list, did you guys know that Will Ferrell has a best friend who is trans? True story! And he decided to use his platform for something very important, to make a documentary with his trans friend in order to normalize it and spread love and acceptance. Will Ferrell says he doesn't understand why transphobia exists. I don't know why trans people are meant to be threatening to me. Why would you care if somebody's happy? Why is that threatening to you? Because it's different and weird and icky. Everything different is scary. We have to be fucking bigots about everything in order to have something to complain about and be mad about. While Christians rape our children fucking left and right, we don't bat an eye about it. We have to hate on somebody, so why not trans people? That's all it's about. And thank you, Will Ferrell. Big ups to you. And then lots of clips from superhero king Mehdi Hasan. I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, but holy God. He fucking ended Piers Morgan's life. I don't know why Piers Morgan, I mean, I know why, because he gets paid a lot of money. But when you get owned this badly by somebody, I don't know how you are not so embarrassed that you either never invite him back on the show again or you just shut your fucking mouth forever. Holy God, he gets owned here. Imagine being this ignorant and still this arrogant in your opinion.
So it's not all Israel's fault, is it?
Well, no, because you're mixing different things up. Is Hamas...
But you're always very keen to put it all on Israel.
No, because if we're talking about...
I try and be a little bit more like, hang on, when you commit a terror attack...
Yeah, you both sides occupation and illegal...
No, I don't.
Yeah, you are.
No,
You said,
I don't.
I try and be fair. You can't be fair to an occupier. By the way, when we talk about Russia and Ukraine, this is what frustrates me. And I know my friend Owen Jones sat here and said the same thing to you. When we talk about Russia, Ukraine, you don't do both sides. You blame Russia as the invader and occupier. You don't do that with Israel. That is the double standard on your part.
No,
I try and be consistent, Piers. I'm morally consistent. I say Russia... Hold on, let me finish the sentence. Russia illegally invaded and occupied Israel and illegally annexed the Crimea. And Israel is doing the same thing in the West Bank, Gaza, the Golan Heights.
As you know, they are completely different.
Yeah, Israel's worse. It's been going on much longer. People are living under much worse conditions. And they've killed more kids.
Yep. But there is no similarity in these two situations.
Agreed. Israel's is worse.
Yes.
It's not.
It is.
How many kids have been killed in Ukraine versus Gaza?
Well, in 1 year.
Ever.
In 1 year?
Ever. Take whatever point you want. More kids have been killed in Gaza than in Ukraine.
Okay.
Every human rights group agrees with that.
What's happened in Ukraine? We can come to Ukraine. What happened in Ukraine is a Russian dictator invaded illegally.
We agree on Ukraine.
Yeah.
But we don't agree on Israel because you're not consistent.
I think Israel is much more complicated.
That's complicated, as my friend Ta-Nehisi Coates pointed out the other way, is just a good way of avoiding attributing moral responsibility. It's complicated. No, it's not complicated, actually. Israel is the occupier under international law. Israel is the one killing the vast majority of civilians. Right now, it's not a liberal democracy. It's run by neo-fascists now.
Well, I don't disagree with you. There are some right-wing headbangers on that cabinet. I also think that Netanyahu has to go. I also think the whole of Hamas have to go, right?
Under no scenario is it a liberal democracy right now. Palestinians do not have the same right.
Just so stupid, but so arrogant. But apparently he doesn't care if he gets owned. I guess there are people that listen to that and think that he didn't get owned because of the dumbass country we live in. And then apparently this New York Post reporter decided he had an amazing gotcha for Mehdi Hasan. Going to get up and fucking destroy him. This is what I don't understand. Before he got up and asked this question, he could have Googled it and saved himself this fucking embarrassment. But he's so mentally lazy that he did not even bother to look into his question before he asked it, which led to this ownage you're about to see for yourself.
I'd like you to be able to dispel that you're taking any money from Qatar by confirming that you're not taking money for Zateo for Qatar. Is Qatar funding Zateo? Yes or no?
It's a great question, John, because you work as a media correspondent for the New York Post. No, I'm not. I'm answering your question. Patience. We waited for you. You're a media columnist for the New York Post, were you not?
I'm a political reporter for the New York Post.
You were at one time a media columnist. You should read the Washington Post interview that I did literally when Zateo was founded. And Jeremy Barr, an excellent reporter, slightly better one than you, he asked me that question. And I said, no, we haven't taken any money from foreign governments or foreign citizens. Every investor in Zateo is an American citizen, has nothing to do with Qatar. So nice try, better luck next time.
Sit down, dickless. What the fuck? Why would you embarrass yourself like that?
By the way, since we're all in the spirit of asking questions, how do you feel about taking money from the racist Rupert Murdoch every day?
All right. Damn! Stop! He's dead! Holy fucking God, somebody call the cops. Murder just happened. We're all witnesses. And one more from Mehdi Hasan. Is this the same one? Let's see.
Israel is the country that occupied southern Lebanon. I mean, the world did not begin on October the 7th. 1978, Israel invades southern Lebanon. 1982, Israel invades southern Lebanon. Sabra and Shatila massacre. 2006, Second Lebanon War, murder 100 people.
But you always make it sound like they're just doing this for the sake of it. They're not.
What are they doing it for?
Well, they've been provoked by Hezbollah.
Hezbollah didn't exist in 1978.
Yeah, okay, I'm talking about the specifics of going on now. The provocation since October the 7th. Hezbollah's first response to October the 7th was to unleash rockets on Israel
That's not true.
on October the 8th.
That's
It
not
is.
true.
That is what happened.
Where did they fire the first rocket?
They fired rockets on the 8th.
Where?
Well, you tell me.
No, you just said they fired at Israel. Where?
Well, they fired in the direction of Israel.
Where did they hit? They fired at the
if you know
Sheba
the
Farms.
answer, tell me.
I do. They fired at the Sheba Farms, which, as I said earlier, is an area of Syria. Well, the Lebanese claim it's Lebanon. Syria claims it's Lebanon. Israel says no and is occupying the Sheba Farms. They fired at Israeli military installations in the Sheba Farms. Now, have they got fired in Israel?
So
since?
they were firing at Israel. They were firing
Yes.
at an area that Israel says is theirs.
No, Israel doesn't say that. Israel says it's Syria's. Because remember, Piers, Israel is occupying Syria and the West Bank and Gaza. And Lebanon would argue parts of Lebanon. This is the problem, right? The core of the problem is Israel's territorial expansionism.
It's a mess.
Attacks.
It's a mess.
It's Israel occupying multiple Arab lands, which leads to quote-unquote resistance or quote-unquote terrorism, whichever word. I don't care what word you want to use right now. But that is the core, right? You had John Mearsheimer on the show this week, made the same point. Deal with the occupation, then you deal with the violence. And look, has Hezbollah fired into Israel at civilian attack? Yes, I don't agree with that. But the reality is 82% of the exchange of fire between Lebanon and Israel since October the 7th has been done by Israel.
Man, just destroys him. Piers has no clue what the fuck he's talking about ever. But it doesn't matter because he can confidently say anything. And if you're talking to somebody that doesn't know how to counter you, like Mehdi Hasan does, you can get away with it. But nope, not today, fucko. And I guess we'll skip that one. Let's skip that one. Might check out that one during the after party. And then Another lady owning the fuck out of Piers Morgan.
Let's talk about where Hezbollah comes from. Hezbollah emerged, it's Lebanese people, who emerged in the mid-1980s because Israel viciously invaded and occupied Lebanon. I mean, that invasion and occupation was so horrific. Ronald Reagan called up the Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin at the time and told him to stop carrying out what Ronald Reagan referred to as a Holocaust on Beirut. That is how vicious the Israeli invasion and occupation was. And under those conditions emerged a group of Lebanese people who picked up arms to defend their homes and land from occupation, and that's how you get Hezbollah. And they kicked the Israelis out in 2000. And since then, they have been seen by many Lebanese. You don't have to agree with it. I'm telling you the reality of the situation. I live in Lebanon. I know. Since then, they have been seen by many Lebanese as a force of protection against further Israeli invasions of Lebanon. And I'll also remind you, Hezbollah has never invaded Israel. Israel has repeatedly invaded Lebanon. The same goes for Hamas, by the way. Where did Hamas come from?
They haven't sent rockets?
Hamas is a group of Palestinians who picked up arms to defend their people against Israeli aggression. So if you want the aggression against Israel to stop, if you can even call it aggression, if you want that to stop, Israel needs to stop invading, occupying, and massacring its neighbors. People in your neighborhood are not going to like you if you continue to kill their families and steal their homes and land.
Preach, hell yeah. You got pedophile Alan Dershowitz, lawyer to Jeffrey Epstein up there, of course, trying to defend Zionism, just like a pedophile would fucking do. And then one more from Piers Morgan, in case you want to hear somebody tell Piers Morgan to shut his bitch ass mouth. I got the clip for you.
You can imagine, okay, a second Trump administration, what would it be like? What would it be like for women? We don't have to, because it's happening right now, where people are bleeding out in their cars from having miscarriages that should be treated and attended to. They're losing their ability to ever have children again, right? Because hospital workers are more concerned with bureaucracy than people's lives. So Pierre, don't interrupt me as you're talking about abortion rights and you say you support a woman's right to choose. Shut up and listen. As someone who's a mom, as someone who could have died herself, okay? It's time for you to shut up and listen to the women who are telling you loud and clear, we are dying out here. You're putting our lives on the line out here. Women in red states, women in blue states, women all over. It doesn't matter whether we love Trump or we hate Trump. The effect of overturning Roe v. Wade is the same. Our lives are on the line, okay? We don't need to imagine the future. It is here right
You've
now.
made your point.
Yeah, she did. She made her point. Own you. Fucking dipshit. And everybody go subscribe to Francesca at Franifio over there on the TikTok. Talking about ownage. Love to see that shit. And then, folks, Mark Cuban made the heroes list, and I hate that because fuck all billionaires. There is no good billionaire. But Mark Cuban is trying so hard to be the good billionaire. He's trying to be the left-wing billionaire, like that exists. But credit where credit is due, I guess. Eat the rich, fuck billionaires. But at the same time, if he's going to use his platform to preach, I guess I'll allow it. Here he is on the Theo Von show talking about Trump's sleazy lifelong predilection for ripping everybody off.
He's ripped off, I can't even tell you how many people, right? People I know, right, that he's ripped off.
I mean, there's been a lot of alleged issues with contractors.
No, I'm telling you about, I'm telling you people I know, right? He, like, Barbara Corcoran, she said something about this from Shark Tank, right? He hired her or asked her to sell a bunch of condos in a new building that he put up. And she did. Sold everything she asked. He offered her $4 million. He wouldn't pay her. She had to sue him just to get her money.
But how does somebody benefit by behaving like that? Like as a...
When that's the only way you know? I mean, he was born rich, right? He's never had to find his, Damon John.
Oh, yeah, he's always had good hair, dude. Rich people always have clean hair, I remember.
I don't know about that, but...
What is he talking about? Donald Trump has good hair? Yeah, Theo Von is kind of a... he's slow, but he's real popular. Everybody fucking loves him, and he's more popular than I am, so I guess I can't talk shit on him. But yeah, he doesn't seem like he's the sharpest tool in the shed.
University, Trump Foundation, Trump Soho, just example after example where he ripped off hard-working Americans again and again and again. And to think all of a sudden he just changed who he is, just not the case. Like, look what he's doing fucking now, right? A mint silver coin. If you're a billionaire, right? All of a sudden you just made billion to you. You took your company public. You put $1 billion in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be selling silver medallion coins?
What do they look like?
Does it matter?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
You know what I'm talking? It's just.
Oh, is it like so? Oh, you mean like
you
one
like
of those
the commemorative coins?
Oh, commemorative
right?
coins.
Like, he's selling sneakers.
Oh, that's gangster, bro.
But why, if you're rich, selling sneakers, right?
Because why is that gangster? He's such a chud so much of the time. It's so disappointing.
Donald also has he has a very.
Look at this shit.
Those
right?
He's literally trying to defend Donald Trump and the buffooning of America right now. I actually had a run-in with him one time on Twitter where he chastised me for saying that Sarah Huckabee looked like she was miserable doing her job. He chastised me and told me not to belittle her, the way she looks. That's not even what I said, though. I said she looks miserable, which means that she looks like she didn't want to be there. Wasn't talking about her physical looks. It was talking about her attitude and her mentality. But yeah, he got on to me about that. So fuck Theo Vaughn. And good on you, Mark Cuban. And here he is talking about the Republican Party being a nepotism family business.
Either. You know, all we've seen Donald Trump do is hire his relatives, right? RNC, here comes the daughter-in-law. You know, who's going to speak for him? His two sons. Want to come up with a new Hey, we got a new silver coin. Here come the sons. Hey, we got blockchain. We've got DeFi. Here comes another son. You haven't seen him work with, I mean, again, the family business is now the Republican party.
But more,
Yep, DEI, not about meritocracy. 100% nepotism all the time. And then one more from Mark Cuban. I'm starting to think Mark Cuban might be watching this show. What up, Mark? Starting to sound exactly like me. Mark made a point that I make all the time. I gave a compliment to right-leaning media. You are now the MSN. The biggest TV news shows are on Fox. The top 10 podcasts have a bunch of right-leaning shows. Sinclair owns more TV stations than anyone. Salem, all right-leaning. iHeart's the biggest syndicated shows, all conservative. The biggest political influencer accounts on social media are, including you, conservative. The biggest influencer of all, Elon Musk, is the ultimate Trump maxi. He probably has 5 times the followers of all other political influencers combined. Conservative media is now the mainstream media. I know that makes it harder to play the victim, but that is the reality. It's been that way for a long fucking time, though. We are so outnumbered. It's so hard to get ahead if you have a left-wing podcast, if you don't fucking suck conservative dick all day long. And they lie and play the victim and claim the mainstream media is left-wing. Nothing could be further from the fucking truth. They got this shit locked up. Even the left-wingers are people like Bill Maher, who are not real left-wingers. They are Democrats in name only, sit out there and spread right-wing talking points all the fuck day long. So yes, conservatives own fucking everything in this country now, and it's so depressing. And big ups on Mark Cuban for actually telling the truth about it. And last but not least, on our heroes list, Walter Masterson. This is the video I was talking about. He got up there with his friend, and then this is his speech that he gave at the same town hall.
Walter Masterson, thank you. I'm also here from the J.D. Vance campaign. We have prepared a statement. We mean no disrespect to the hardworking people of Haitian. Listen, it's simple. We love immigration. We just don't want illegal immigration. Now, the Haitian community has immigrated here legally, and we think that should be illegal. Ever since the Haitians have arrived, they've been dressing like prom every day. They're buying groceries from local businesses, and property values have skyrocketed. Oh, wait, they're going up? All right, so property values are going up because the Haitians are paying above market rent on time with money. Money that, they've earned from, taking black jobs, I guess. We're from the J.D. Vance campaign. That's our official motto. Medicare, welfare, food stamps, homeless services. These are all programs we've been trying to cut for decades. And now immigrants are using them to become functional tax-paying citizens.
Oh, hell no.
We believe in the American dream over at the J.D. Vance campaign. And in order to achieve that dream, we need to stop other people from that dream. America.
America! We got ours, so fuck you.
Hey, would you please? Okay, officer. Freedom of speech.
MAGA mad. Freedom of speech. Fuck you. I dare you say that about J.D. Vance. He my daddy. What a moron. And is that it? Yeah, that was the after party. All right. And I got one palate cleanser for you guys. Prepare to be finished with a happy ending, everybody. It's time for a palate cleanser. Palate cleansers! I forgot I don't have the theme song. Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Last but not least, did you guys see this heartwarming shit? Apparently this dad is blind, but he's not letting his disability stop him from showing up for his son's game. And I guess his wife or somebody riding on his back where the hell everybody is. Here's your little yard ape running over here. He's going. Oh, out of bounds. Yay. And even if you're blind, soccer is boring as shit. Can't help that. But whatever. It's heartwarming because his son's out there. And he's like, here's your son. He's going down this way. He's going down the back. He's going towards your poop chute. Oh, no, he's going to your shoulder blade. Here he goes. He's going over there. He's so close. They're going for it. They got it. Woo! Yay! You did it. And heartwarming. Way to be there for your kid, you blind son bitch. And that's my show, folks. We did it. Long ass show tonight. Hell yeah. Enjoyed hanging out with you motherfuckers. We're going to do a kitty party. We're going to do the super chats. But if you bail out, please hit the like button before you go. Please leave comments. If you're watching on the replay, it really helps the comments and everything. So do that, please. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell. All the things. Do all the things. But most importantly, please consider going up and signing up my Patreon. There's a link in the description of this video on my Patreon. If you like my show and you want to support it and me and the cats and the dogs and everything, do that, please. I appreciate you. And all right, water polo is get the one socialism. You rock, water. Anyone who leaves to fight for Zionists should not be allowed back in the country. Yeah, they should strip your citizenship. I agree with you, water polo, sir. $20 from Brian Paul. What up, Brian? Just got home from work. Love from the far North Dakota. Hell yeah. Is it cold up there? Able to get a night starting your show from the beginning. Rock on, Dustmeisters and Feline Minion. Yeah, you rock on, Brian. Killing it. Love you. Appreciate your generosity. And Alexander. Hell yeah, Alexander. Needed 2 names for that. 5 tickets to the after party if you got one. Give Alexander all your love and show up tonight. Happening right now. Fancy as fuck anniversary chat. Check me out. Hell yeah. Happy anniversary, Megan Barcelona. Thank you for joining me tonight. Jupe. Hell Satan. Jesus is coming back. Not since I beat him in Yu-Gi-Oh! But if he does, you know what to do. Double tap. Just like any other zombie. Jesus got hammered, then woke up in a cave 3 days later. He probably didn't exist to begin with, but I like your scenario better. What's up, Floyd Fluff and stuff? Auto Dash at $10. Dusty, I had to send something for September. Your work is appreciated. I just wish I had your courage to do what you do. Hey, all I'm doing is sitting in bed, running my dick sucker. So thank you, Auto Dash it. Appreciate you. You're the real hero. Things are looking good lately, but don't get comfortable. I already read that. Hell yeah. I never get too comfortable. And at the buzzer, BBC, 5 socialisms from fucking hero BBC. Love you. Thank you. Everybody, give BBC your love and show up at the after party. I appreciate you. And thank you for everybody supporting the show tonight. You fucking rock, all of you. And folks, I'll be back on Monday. It's only a weekend away for another episode of the world's greatest show, so make plans to join me. Don't be late. Don't miss it. But for now, let's hit any cat show up. We got Misty at least will show up. Anybody else? It's not bringing me in here tonight. Like, open this motherfucker. God damn it. There we go. Anybody want some treats? Come on. Come on, assholes. Come on, assholes. Come and get it. All right, fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck these motherfuckers. All right. One kitty party. The loneliest party tonight. Just Miss Misty. And that's fine. She can have all the treats for herself. That's good. Folks, love the shit out of you. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. It's been a pleasure entertaining you. I'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend. Good night, everybody. Except for the after party people. Switch over now